How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome in to a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios and coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, we're on 930, we are live online, PR927fm.com. And you can watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. And you can see the bright, lovely shirt that my guest is wearing, Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, here in hour number 1 to recap round 1 of the NFL Draft and look ahead to the weekend. Tony is live in the Pirate Radio studios. We will talk to Troy D coming up at 4 o'clock, get his official statement on the Bears trading up to grab Justin Fields. Yeah, they did the same thing a few years ago, signed a quarterback in the offseason, then traded up to draft a quarterback. Well, they did it again in 2021. We'll see if it works out this time. We'll talk to Troy D about it coming up at 4 o'clock. Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show joins us around 4:25 on today's show to talk some golf. He's also a Clemson guy and a Patriots fan. But when the Jaguars go out and draft 2 of your Tigers in the first round, do you have an affinity for that team? We'll talk about that and a lot more coming up with Greeny. Around 4:45, myself, Chandler, and Shirley will have our Kentucky Derby draw. We don't know anything about the horses. We don't know anything about the race coming up on Saturday. But we'll have a draw, and we'll see who wins. It's always more fun when there's a pool going on, so we'll do that coming up in hour 2. And Morgan Ahlers joins us in hour 3 of today's program. We'll recap the conversation with Mike Houston from Thursday's show, get Morgan's thoughts on the spring football season that came to an end last Saturday, and more with Morgan Ahlers coming up at 5 o'clock. And it is Free Beer Friday. We'll be giving away an awesome prize on today's show, a case of Michelob Ultra Organic Pack, Michelob Ultra 6-pack cooler and bucket, a large pizza from Domino's, and a new Pirate Vibes Only t-shirt can be yours on this final Pirate Radio Live program in the month of April. All right, so there is all that. Real quick, before we get to Tony Dunn, there was a From the Helm released earlier today by John Gilbert, where he says that they're ready to have fans back at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, and they are ready for you to buy some football tickets. He says it's time to get back together. Our staff is excited to see you back in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. It's been way too long since we've heard a stadium full of purple and gold chants or the Pirate faithful kindly greeting our opponents. It's time to start celebrating Pirate victories together again. So, John Gilbert, we've linked that on our social media sites. He's ready for fans in the stands coming up this fall at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. And you're starting to see this across the country. The Braves are going full capacity May the 7th. So that's like next week. They'll be full capacity. They already are down in Texas. I know like LSU and some of the SEC schools have said they're going to go 100%. I just got my second shot a few hours ago, so I should be good to go, hopefully. So things certainly getting better and getting back to normal, and that is a very good thing. All right, let's talk about last night's round one of the NFL draft. And here to do that, Chandler Honeycutt, Tony Dunn. We'll get Shirley's thoughts on the Dolphins pick. Tony, first of all, how you doing, buddy?
Great, man. Great. Thanks for having me.
Boy, if only we could have been there when the Panthers selected J.C. Horn as their pick in the first round. But you know what? We do have the audio from Tony's C3 draft party. Hopefully I cleaned up all the cuss words.
Oh, gosh.
It was kind of awkward because you had like tons of people on, and people are watching different TVs, and with streaming now and everything's happening at a different time.
Well, that's the challenge of doing a watch along with people in different locations, because everything is off by sometimes as much as a minute.
Yeah.
You know, some guys are getting information earlier, and so it's no spoilers. We had probably part of the audio that you're going to play is we were one of the groups of people, fans, were at a bar tuned in live, and they were basically ahead of us, so he was filming it and beaming it into the stream. So yeah, it's fun,
perfectly legal,
and it was there's a lot of excitement and drama around it. A lot of options. You can go any way you want, and Justin Fields, the race car, was there, and we passed.
And here is the reaction. You kind of hear a mini reaction followed by a big reaction to the Panthers' first round selection, as heard and seen on the C3 draft party. And Shirley, let's hit that.
Here comes old man Goodell.
Oh man,
The tension, folks.
yeah,
Ours is a little bit ahead of yours.
yeah. He's like 2 seconds ahead of me. There we go.
Oh my God!
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
Oh man! That's like
Wow!
20 picks early. Dude, we could have traded back and gotten him.
So there you go. A lot of oh no's, a lot of boos going on there, Tony Dunn. I have not talked to Chandler about this today. I told him to save his takes for the show. But I asked you yesterday, Chandler, what would you not like to happen tonight? And you said, who do you not want with that first pick? And you said Caleb Farley or J.C. Horn.
Did I say J.C. Horn?
Yep, you said Farley first and then Horn. You said
I couldn't remember.
You said
Horn
you would be
Surtain.
okay with Surtain.
We
Yes,
were talking about this when you got to my house yesterday, too, and two of your guests yesterday said that the Panthers were going corner.
Yeah. The writing was on the wall.
And I didn't want to hear it.
Head in the sand.
But, he turns out, when you kind of let the emotions settle for a moment, this has the opportunity. I said this on the show last night. At the moment, we are just fixated on Justin Fields potentially or being there. Then you had the Rashawn Slater, which a lot of people are looking for offensive line. So we just have had these two fixtures of needs in our minds as fans. But this player in 2 or 3 years, we can look back and say he's like the best guy in the draft kind of player. Maybe not in the draft because you got all these quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence and stuff, but he could be. He could be like our Stephon Gilmore type player coming up. And I do think it's going to be a good pick for the Carolina Panthers, and it told us a lot about what they think going forward. And I do think there's a lot of inherent risk for Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer and David Tepper and all of this, because now they're putting their eggs in Sam Darnold's basket, right? They had an opportunity. So if Justin Fields goes on to Chicago and turns out to be a sensation, and Sam Darnold turns out to be a bum in Carolina, this will be a second failure for the Carolina Panthers at quarterback. But J.C. Horn, long, strong, fast, can play man cover, can play, he can do everything. And Joe Horn's his dad, so he's been like in this kind of world of football forever. And I got some good stats, but go ahead, Chandler. How do you think about it a day removed from it?
No, I feel fine about it. I'm looking at some of his stats right now, but
were you the guy at the end of that audio saying the F word?
That wasn't me.
Oh, okay, all right.
It might have been.
I think it was.
Okay, it might have been, but I think
you really went from that wasn't me to maybe it was pretty quickly there.
I do feel like that audio slightly sounded like if you're listening to a podcast and it's about like a murder trial or a case, and they have like this, they play this audio and then they're going to talk about
like
it
the 911 call.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a 911 call. All right, go ahead, Chandler.
When you have your mindset on like two different positions, obviously we were looking at Fields. He was there. So, I mean, we all felt good about Fields landing in our lap. Also, I mean, you look at offensive linemen like Slater, who was there. Panay Sewell had just went before us to the Detroit Lions. So when you have your mindset on those two positions, it's kind of blindsides you for playmakers like J.C. Horn.
Yeah.
And when you get that guy, you're like, oh, no, but you don't understand the impact, because we just got A.J. Boye, and then you have J.C. Horn alongside Dante Jackson. Then you have Jeremy Chin that's going to be at the safety position. I believe these guys have like a million signs in their office that says defense wins championships, because this is the 8th straight defensive pick for the Carolina Panthers, going 7 straight in all of the draft last year. So,
well, we have not picked an offensive player in the draft since 2018. No, 2019.
Okay.
2019, excuse me. 1 year away. Because, like, I mean, today we might get one.
It's got to be an offensive lineman, right?
I don't know.
You have to address offensive lineman.
I think you're making a lot of good points there. And the playmaker, or what do we learn about this team? I think we saw the defense last year get better, right? Throughout the season, is that it started off hot on offense, and then a lot of people had a lot of question marks around Phil Slow, right? Tahir Whitehead was a problem. Once they went to Jermaine Porter Jr., and then Jeremy Chin just blew up, you saw Brian Burns take a step forward. The defense got better and better each week, and they were keeping the team in games and giving the offense a chance to win each and every week. And that's with 4 rookie starters, right? 8 or 7 defensive players drafted last year. So I really like the way the team was stepping forward. And Matt Rule said this is one of the problems last year is we just could not get off the field. And this kind of player is going to help you in those 3rd and longs where you need somebody that can shut down players. And there's a lot of players to shut down in the NFC South now.
In our division.
Kyle Pitts, Julio Jones continues to be a menace. Mike Thomas. Then you go to the Bucks, who have 3 great receivers.
Chris Godwin.
Mike Evans. So you can't. We have not had a good secondary in a while, and this may be
since
one of the
Josh Norman.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. This may be the opportunity to make this secondary a unit again. And I want to point out too, Scott Fitterer was there when the Legion of Boom was going on, and right now, if you start to look at Chin, pairing him with J.C. Horn, now maybe some of the pieces of that kind of style are coming together. And, we wonder what it thinks. What do they think about Fields, right, at that moment? It's an interesting question is why didn't they take Fields?
Their confidence in Sam Darnold?
Matt Rule said we traded for him for a reason.
It's also crazy that every team in the draft gets their number 1 guy they had on the board.
That is.
Washington did that last night. Like every team in the 20s.
And that's exactly what he said. This was our number 1 guy on our board.
You just went over some big names that he's going to have to cover in the NFC South. Here's some notable performances by J.C. Horn in college.
He's stealing my shine.
Oh, my bad, buddy. Because I saw this last night, and it got me really excited for this guy. So Jalen Waddle, who went to the Dolphins, he's going to be joining Tua Tagovailoa.
Let me guess. 1 for 1.
1 for 1, 12 yards.
See if you can guess all these numbers, Tony.
No, actually, I'll
It's
say
like
the name,
watching
Tony.
the draft show.
Tony, I'll say the name. You say the stats.
All right, teamwork.
So Jalen Waddle.
1 for 1, 12 yards.
Jerry.
And by the way, he went first overall as a receiver last night, Waddle, or was that
Jamar Chase.
What
Jamar
does 1
Chase.
for 1 mean? One target,
one
catch?
target, 1 catch?
All right.
Jerry Jeudy.
1 target, 1 catch, 7 yards.
Justin Ross.
2 catches, 4 targets, 14 yards.
Kyle Pitts.
1 catch on 3 targets for 20 yards.
Seth Williams.
1 catch on 9 targets, 44 yards, 2 picks.
Jeez.
And Elijah Moore.
He was 7 for 10, 47 yards, and that's 2 games.
2 games
that's
combined.
over 2 games.
Yeah, he's the best player on the board.
But right now, Jerry Jeudy, right, for first round pick last
Broncos.
year. Jalen Waddle,
First round.
Yeah, first round.
Top 10.
Kyle Pitts, the highest
Number 4.
selected tight end in the history of football.
And then Justin Ross from Clemson is probably going to be a first rounder.
He's going back to Clemson, right?
Yeah, and he's probably going to be a first rounder next year.
So, and he had plenty of opportunity. It's not like South Carolina's defense won't on the field a lot.
Right.
You know,
he had 33% completion percentage allowed last year. It was the lowest in the SEC.
And one of the fun things is to watch corners in the NFL react when these guys get picked. Jalen Ramsey was just.
I was going to bring that up. Is the hype that he's getting from around the
from
league.
guys that are legit,
Right.
That also don't like to compliment other people a lot either.
Talib is another one.
I wonder what the battles were like in the backyard where he's trying to guard Joe growing up. And Chandler, I know that I'm way older than you, and you probably weren't making a joke, so you didn't know that Joe Horn was his dad until last night?
I mean, I know the cell phone thing, and I never knew who that was. I've always known
That
about
was a great celebration too.
But I
tucked up under the.
He got
flip
fined
phone.
a lot.
Yeah.
But no, I did not know that was his dad.
He was awesome I had him a lot in fantasy football back in the day.
He was a great player. Great player for the Aints. All right, so so is this the consensus, you think, Tony? The initial boos have turned into, all right, we got a good player.
No,
you know, and it's kind of like that every year. If you watch the show, is that rarely does it work the way you think it's going to work. And while we're fans sitting there, and I come on this show and I try to sound knowledgeable, but I try to also remind that I'm just a fan. Like that's the whole point of our podcast, just being a fan. And we got a lot more stuff right than a lot of experts got right. Cody Lashney has been talking about J.C. Horn for a while. He was the voice of reason right away, saying, like, this guy, let's not just be too fixated on who we didn't get, and let's look at the player we did. And this guy is a monster, right? So it is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's just what you continue to see is that the quarterback has become such a fixture of discussion for us for so long. Until we get it fixed, it's going to remain that way. And that's probably like that for every team. And I heard this on a radio show this morning. They were talking about Chase Young, drafted, number 1 overall last year, too? Number 2 overall. Phenomenal player, phenomenal rookie season. Like the best the ideal thing you could have at that moment. But they said, in retrospect, what would it have been better to select Justin Herbert? Right, Justin Herbert comes in and has the same level of season at his position. And would a Justin Herbert addition to the Washington football team help them in wins more than this other player? So that's, I thought, was an interesting way of kind of phrasing how valuable the quarterback position is. And again, we've also been thinking too that the offensive line has been such a problem for Carolina for so long, but it was getting better. It got better last year. They're probably going to address it in some other rounds. I hope to see that.
The biggest problem was injuries and having to readjust our offensive line so many times. That's never helpful.
But that's the case every year for every offensive line, sadly. And I thought what would you, just after, and if we need to move on to a break or something, please let me know, what were the storylines that popped out to you last night, Clip? Because
overall,
and
Trey Lance over Mac
that's
Jones.
the number 1.
I kind of want to know too.
I told you that Kyle Shanahan was not going to want the sit around.
Well, you have been saying that for a while,
guy.
And I would like to know, too, like, was that just false information the entire time? Did he sway back and forth between Jones and Lance? And I really haven't had an opportunity to kind of read much into it. I'll do it this weekend because I know he's done interviews. But you started to see the betting line move in Lance's favor yesterday.
Really?
And I don't know why. I don't know what popped out, yesterday that would make it do that. But there was kind of some writing on the wall there. And then also kind of assumed that if Jones didn't get taken third, who else wants him? So he goes to a perfect landing spot there with New England. As far as other storylines, are we sure that Kyle Wilson's good at all? Or Zach Wilson, I'm sorry? I don't know. I'm kind of ready to make a hot take and say he's going to be a huge bust.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't even know if it's a hot take.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Because he's going to the Jets.
It's kind of funny because on a lot of things they said about Sam Darnold are strengths that Zach Wilson has. And Zach Wilson's actually older than Sam Darnold, another interesting note. But Zach Wilson can sling it, man. Ask Chandler about that throw last night from his pro day.
I remember seeing that throw.
Right. And he made a throw that Aaron Rodgers makes and made it look even easier.
I'm going to say something that contradicts that. When they showed Aaron Rodgers' throw, he actually was able to set his feet. Yes, he was rolling to his left across his body. He was actually able to set his feet. Zach Wilson, on the other hand, was throwing on the run across his body and threw it 65 yards on a dime.
Yeah, and with his both feet in the air.
Yeah, basically.
It's crazy.
All right.
I thought an interesting storyline was that there were no defensive linemen taken in the top 10 in this draft.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, for everything I've seen about the draft over the last 9 years that we've been watching it and following it, or I have been more closely, is that left tackles, quarterbacks, defensive pass rushers.
Well, we talked about it. That edge guy wasn't in this draft apparently at the top.
And that term, analogy, exists only because of draft forecasters. Like the term edge, right? Is that we used to call it defensive ends before we overanalyze the draft to everything.
No, you're right. You kind of only hear it in the draft. So what position is Chase Young? Well, he's a defensive end.
Yeah.
But in the
edge. What does that mean?
He's edge. I thought the Bengals made a bad franchise pick. Bad franchises just stay bad franchises. They get the highly touted receiver instead of protecting Joe Burrow. I thought that was I don't like that move if I'm a Bengals fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I do understand that they had such a terrible offensive line last year. They already got their quarterback wrecked one time.
I like Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, and you add maybe another one, and I don't know. I didn't really like that move at all for them.
I'm going to go back to our reaction to the pick last night. That makes me kind of feel like a bad fan. I don't know why, because
I know
the way how I reacted last night and then the way I'm feeling today, it makes me feel like stupid in some way.
No.
But it's kind of like this. It's kind of like if you beg your parents to take you out to eat. Like, let's go out to eat tonight. No, we're making spaghetti. And you're all pissed off, but then you eat the spaghetti.
Then you remember,
and then you're like, oh, the spaghetti is really good. So that's
king of the analogies.
I think it's important.
Well done.
I think it's important to put some context to the reaction, though. Right? For the last couple of months, right, we have been talking about the problems with Teddy Bridgewater.
We talked about this yesterday. You got to train your brain to remember that these mock drafts, first of all, are groupthink, and everybody's mock draft is going to pretty much look the same. And you say, all right, this is what we're getting in the draft, and if we don't, I'm going to be upset.
Well, for us, I think one of the reasons is we just thought if you would have asked us a month ago, particularly after the Deshaun Watson stuff fell through and San Francisco moved to 3, if you would have asked us if there was a chance that we're getting Justin Fields in the draft, we'd say no. Right? We was like, probably not.
Was this when you thought he was going to go number 2 or whatever?
Well, I mean, just somewhere you thought somebody would trade up in front. I had just gotten it in my head that by the time we get to 8, we're going to be picking an offensive tackle, and hopefully that guy's there.
You lost Justin Fields, according to y'all, when you beat the Redskins last year.
Exactly. And so that was I think the context of this was we did not foresee Justin Fields being available at 8.
Yeah.
And the other part of the context is that Penei Sewell had just gone, and that was really the prize I think we wanted. That I secretly wanted. It's just like, let's just I overcomplicate this, and that's kind of what you're saying Cincinnati should have done. It's let's not overcomplicate this. Yeah. Let's just take the best offensive.
Get a guy that you're going to have for the next 8 years, whatever.
Yeah, I told you that's what Cincinnati should have done.
And so
I asked you yesterday, I said, if you're Cincinnati, what do you do? And I was like, you got to take an offensive lineman to protect the number one guy that you got last year. The guy that got
hurt last year.
Yeah. So, and if you would have given me J.C. Horn when we had Cam, then we would have been like, oh man, we got this shutdown. It's on. So it will be fine. It's just all going to come back to, will this Sam Darnold gamble work? And I think the stakes are high for this coaching staff, for the front office, and the ownership in general. Because going back is whether we agree or disagree on the move to part ways from Cam, they made that decision. But then they went and got Teddy Bridgewater. So here, they gambled on Teddy Bridgewater, 3-year deal, $63 million, $40 million guaranteed. He went and played one season, had his career season, by the way, got $40 million, and he's out the door, and we traded several picks for Sam Darnold. So now, whether you agree if that's a good move or a bad move, it is another investment or gamble. And if it fails, that is arguably 2 major gambles that failed in a row. Then that's how teams and franchise get set back. And so that's where all eyes are going to be on Sam Darnold.
Well, couldn't you look at it as a positive where your options are Justin Fields and the same questionable secondary that you have, or Sam Darnold and J.C. Horn?
Right. No, yeah, and so you could look at it in both ways. Everything is an unknown, right? And in this draft is that Zach Wilson, unknown. And look, Trevor Lawrence is an unknown.
You're talking about Chase Young and Herbert. The reason why that was a good pick then and a good pick now, Chase Young was a known. Like, you knew he was going to be awesome.
Yeah, they're almost.
Herbert, you didn't really know.
You're right.
But it looks like he will be as well. But
that's a good point. I did hear one thing. Another interesting storyline from the draft is Trevor Lawrence, when he's selected and becomes a Jaguar, which the first time ever in the history of football in the NFL draft have a quarterback and a running back from the same college team been selected in the first round and gone to the same team together.
Okay, I know what you said. You just said it really lengthy.
Okay. First time in history, 2 guys
get drafted by the same team.
From the same team in the first round.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, we got it.
It's an interesting thing, but if Trevor Lawrence
I didn't like that either, by the way.
You didn't like the Etienne one?
No, I don't like that either. They already have
next Alvin Kamara, man.
We were trying to think of who they have.
Robinson,
the guy that had a great year last year that I never heard of. That guy, and
I think his name's Robinson.
Fantasy.
I just another one thing
that feels like a crappy franchise making a splash pick.
One thing about Trevor Lawrence is unless the Jacksonville Jaguars go undefeated this year, he will lose his first career regular season game in the history of his life. Like in his life. That is
nuts. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
Like, if you wanted some real betting back in the day, you could have been betting on his middle school games.
Oh yeah,
and just been like, I just roll with this kid all
Trevor
the time.
Lawrence High School minus 54. We got to get a break in. We'll come back. Everybody put out their videos, and I love these when the player gets the call and he's talking to the coach in the front office. I saw one with Horn. I saw one with our guy, Davis. But the best one was from Tulsa linebacker Zaven Collins. If you have not heard that one, we'll play it for you when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
This Saturday, come shop for local crafts at the Slice Market on Fire Tower Road next to Sam Jones Barbecue. The Slice Market will be open this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and will feature local vendors with handmade, homemade goods made right here from Eastern North Carolina. The Slice Market will also have food trucks on site. Shop and support your local craft vendors this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Slice Market on Fire Tower Road next to Sam Jones Barbecue. For more information or to become a vendor, search the Slice Market on Facebook.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Sam Jones, and we're open and here to serve you with some of the best whole hog barbecue, chicken, turkey, ribs, and homemade sides every day for lunch and dinner. There are 3 easy ways to enjoy Sam Jones barbecue. Swing by our drive-thru window or try one of our 2 curbside takeout options by calling in your order at 689-6997 or ordering online at samjonesbbq.com. We love Eastern North Carolina, and we invite you to come by and enjoy some great tasting Sam Jones barbecue today.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your Wild Cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in 0 sugar. That's what I like.
If you love the food at Villa Verde, and hey, who doesn't? Now Villa Verde makes it even easier for you to order takeout. Tell us about it, Jay.
If you go to myvillaverde.com, you can order online, and we'll have it ready for you to go. Plus, you can pick it up at either one of our locations. No waiting in line to pay, and no waiting at all. Just pick it up and go. With online ordering from myvillaverde.com or from our mobile app, plus even from our Facebook page. Villa Verde, now with 2 Greenville locations to serve you. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember to focus on moving through the park. Keep social distancing in mind and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Cliff Rock.
Back with you. Night 2 of the NFL draft on the way with rounds 2 and 3. We'll be keeping post of that tonight and tomorrow, certainly, when we expect to hear Deontay Smith's name called. Could be tonight in round 3. Projected 3 to 5, I guess, and the former Pirate offensive lineman should be joining a team coming up soon.
The Carolina Panthers, maybe.
One of our teams is an option. We're definitely going to go O-line at some point. In fact, I've seen Deontay mocked to Washington a couple of times this mock draft season. That is, I'm finally glad that's over, Tony. I know you are as well.
Me too.
Mock drafts are fun, but I don't know. I'm going to tell myself this, but I'm going to end up doing it anyway. But I'm going to try to vow to myself to not look at any mock drafts next year.
Oh, well, it's impossible.
You know what's worse than mock drafts? Draft grades. I can't believe people still do that legitimately and not as like a bit. You know,
like A-.
Yeah. Like if you do it 5 years after the fact and look back, okay, that's a pretty interesting thing to read. If you do it the night after, who the hell knows? You get clicks on it. We're all kind of suckers for that anyway. We look at it. We like lists. We like things like that.
It's just a vehicle of talk. You know, it's just another way to
filling
talk,
the void.
Yeah, to talk about these players. Man, talk about something else that's awesome. ECU is putting it on Wichita State.
They are up 8-0 in the 5th inning in Game 1. Gavin Williams. I can
hear somebody calling the ambulance on them right now.
The amber lamps.
Gavin Williams cruising, and the bats are hot today in Kansas.
They are. I like Zaven Collins. He is a linebacker from Tulsa, so I liked him before I heard this piece of audio you're about to hear. He is he's a warrior. He went in and out of the game against ECU, the game that ECU won but didn't win in the column. So I like this guy. He gets drafted by the Cardinals. You see all the team's social media put this out now. Like the coach is on the phone with the player. It's a great moment for the kid and the family and all that. But this was definitely my favorite one. Here is Arizona calling Zaven Collins, telling him that he is going to be their pick.
Hello.
Zaven. Steve Kime.
Steve, how's it going?
Good, man. You got some dogs in the background? What do you got going on there?
Steve, how's it going? Stop.
I didn't tell you I was picking you yet, man. Tell him to calm down a little bit.
Oh, my God. All my family's here.
You ready to roll?
Steve, we're going to kill everyone. We're going to kill everyone.
I like it, man. Keep that mentality.
And we're going to get a Super Bowl ring so big on our finger that a show dog wouldn't be able to jump over.
Was Steve Kime in a library?
Hey, Zay.
I know it. If that's the best reaction, that's the worst call.
The best part is he's just threatened the entire league. We're going to effing kill everyone, and then we're going to get an effing Super Bowl ring so effing big that effing show dogs won't be able to jump over it. Did he have these lines planned in advance, or was this off the cuff?
That was probably why they picked him. That was like in his interview.
Yeah,
that
he just had a lot of cool like one-liners.
Are you a cat or a dog? I'm a show dog.
I'm an effing show dog that can jump high,
and I can jump into a Super Bowl.
Interesting back-to-back picks for them the past 2 years. So they get Collins, who is, it seems like there's 4 of them on the field. He's just everywhere. And then they get Simmons last year, who we think is going to turn out to be one of those
flying
guys,
around.
like
These guys are flying around.
Yeah, so they're trying to put some defense with Kyler and Hopkins. And, of course, they got J.J. Watt on the defensive side, too. So they are a threat in the West.
That was awesome, man.
We're going to effing kill everyone. He went from, like, happy celebrating his family to, locked in.
He said, everybody, be quiet. Be quiet. I'm going to murder everybody here.
I did see, this is not funny, but somebody says, I hope he doesn't turn out to be the next Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, no.
It's not funny.
No. Did you see one of my favorite things in the home reactions was this, and I cannot remember what pick it was. It was like in the 20s. And the family, the mother, and there was a kid, and maybe like a little brother too, and they were in her dress like a Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah,
that was like the awesomest. It looked like a red dress that they put painter's tape on.
Jalen Waddle got picked by the Dolphins, and his family got up to go and hug him, and he just turned and left and went and congratulated he dapped up Patrick Surtain.
That's the speed that he has, though. He got away from everybody quickly. Yeah, the one you're talking about, Tony, that nothing was left to the imagination.
Oh, it was so good. And then the Caleb Farley Caleb Farley, who, is dealing with a lot of injuries, and some people thought he might slip out of the first round. His outfit that he had these two little purses under it. It looked like he was wearing a shoulder holster with two chrome guns underneath.
I missed that one.
He also was by himself.
Yeah.
There was no family members around him, which was even more awkward.
So there you go. Night 1 of the draft. Now we move ahead to night 2, Tony Dunn and Chandler Honeycutt. So you go corner in round 1. What is on the wish list for rounds 2 and 3? Do you guys have picks in both? The Washington has 3 picks tonight. Do you know how many the Panthers have? Do they have a pick in each round?
38th in the second. I'm not. After that, I have no idea.
I'll check it out. So what's on the wish list?
Well,
Offensive line.
It's got to be offensive line all day long, right? I mean, and that's it. I like double, triple dip.
Any tackle, guard, center, or just
Any
tackle?
of them. Any of them. Whoever is going to turn out to be good.
Oh, okay. Well,
but other
would
than
make
that,
sense.
like I can't.
be a
I'm
GM.
not trying.
Panthers have 39th overall, 73rd, so they do pick twice tonight.
So, I mean, and the other thing is, I guess, is what are the other position groups that you are trying to pad?
I feel like we're similar, Washington, Carolina, because we kind of still need a QB for the future. You guys may or may not, but like I've seen Trask mocked to Washington from Florida. I've
Kellen
seen
Mond.
I've seen him. I've seen the Stanford QB. You think the Panthers dabble in that or too early?
I think I would
Does
be
that feel like
upset.
a Will Greer
It does.
pick?
It seems way too early, and
Yeah.
it seems like it might be something you do next year, right? And when you're in that last year of Sam Darnold's, to see if you're going to go with him further.
So what is it? PJ Walker's gonna be the backup, I guess, or
And Will Greer.
And Greer.
Yeah. I like the Rondell. I saw Trip Morgan tweet this out earlier today, and he said, "I'm just kind of wanting Rondell Moore to get picked, so we just have more in the wide receiver group. 'Cause
David
we have
Moore,
David Moore,
DJ Moore.
Oh wow, Rondell Moore. Yeah,
right." And then there is a safety out of UCF, Richie Grant, that would also be an interesting prospect. But you got to wonder how much Carolina can continue to devote to the defense in this draft, right? I mean, and you probably are starting to look to add a wide receiver, right? And maybe a running back.
which
late.
apparently is just stocked to the brim this year in the draft because the Ole Miss guy is still out there that didn't get picked. You mentioned Moore from Purdue. He's going to be a talented player, so still a ton of receivers on the board.
Yeah, and admittedly, I don't know enough about the prospects to really get all that excited. I mean, look at our reaction to the one that was the number one on their board. How am I going to react when I went to their 37th person on their board?
Shirley, sorry you guys didn't draft Deontay Smith with your first round pick, but you get Tua's old pal, Jalen Waddle, who was an absolute speed demon. How did you like that selection?
I didn't have a problem with it.
I think I like it. That was back-to-back picks where a college QB reunites with his old receiver.
Right.
So
you add to that, so it adds like a formidable wide receiver group for Tua at this point. You get Jalen Waddle, you get one more year of
they still have Parker, yeah,
and in the free agency they added Will Fuller.
Oh, okay. A lot of speed out there for Tua to work with. Can he get him the ball?
Yeah, well, we hope. And look, I do think it's good that Miami didn't fall for the pressure to, because a lot of people were saying that they were going to move on from Tua.
Right, they're going to give him his shot as the starter day one.
I'm glad they're trusting in their own evaluations to that point rather than just the group think you were talking about.
Especially after last year. Remember, they just kept taking him out of games and putting in Fitzpatrick and then not naming a starter till Wednesday, and it was a strange situation.
And they still win 11-5.
Yeah.
So they're heading in the right direction. I'm trying to think of some other interesting storylines out of last night.
NFC East, while you're thinking, Tony, goes receiver, impact defensive player. So that's Devontae Smith for the Eagles. They trade up. I made a joke that the Eagles trade with the Cowboys to move up in front of the Giants. Everybody is panicking, trying to catch up with the Washington football team. But the Eagles get Smith. The Giants, I tell you, I like this Tony guy. I guess he went a little ahead of where he was projected, but the Tony kid from Florida is going to be a menace. And then the Cowboys get Parsons, who Chandler, there was a while where he was like your guy.
Yeah, I was very desperate for a linebacker. Kind of still am.
Somebody asked last night on the show if Kyle Pitts wouldn't have been on Florida, would Tony have been a higher, like just a more higher prospect?
If Jalen Waddle didn't get hurt last year, is Devontae Smith a first rounder?
Right.
He's not the Heisman Trophy winner. I can tell you that. I don't know. So those opportunities, you can look at it two ways. He was overinflated because of a guy going out, or he took advantage of being the number one, and you can trust him and then on the next level. So,
one of the things that was, as we went into this draft, we knew the first two picks, so it seemed to be so entrenched. But after that, there was so much intrigue. But as this unfolded, even when you saw like them take Trey Lance, you're like, okay, understand it. Falcons. Pitts, understand it. It almost started to become a vanilla draft.
I agree. I was going to say it was a little anti-climatic.
Yes, and I kept saying this is going to be the most exciting. It just seemed kind of par for course until the Saints picked.
Who did the Saints take?
No one knows. Trenton he's from Houston Cougar defensive end, and his name is
it's
I think they picked around 2019.
I would say the Raiders taking Leatherwood, mostly because I was around a Raiders fan and he didn't like that pick.
Let's see who it is. You're getting there. It's coming.
I also know
I totally ignored the Saints pick.
I also know a Raiders fan, and he was not happy with the pick last night. But he's kind of like me and Tony today. He's not minding it as much.
Yeah, kind of the same deal. Houston takes a Peyton Turner. So I wasn't even
Peyton Turner.
Who did I say?
Houston.
The Saints take Houston's Peyton Turner. Yes. I was not even paying attention to this pick. Tony.
This is
poor David Culley. Where are they picking at?
So we brought in a host of different people to talk about their picks, and we brought in an old friend of ours, Bob Rose, to talk about the Saints pick. And he's one of these guys that's working for these websites that are continuing to churn out stuff in the off season, and he did a ton of player profiling and looking at all this tape. Clip, he did this off season 72 player profiles that he watched and scouted 72 potential Saints. Wrote 35 articles on this subject, and not a single one of them, or a single minute, or a single word was dedicated to this guy, and he was furious, man.
You want to talk about a waste of time.
But that has kind of been my argument about the drafts and the pre-draft conversation, is that there is so much energy, even by fans and by writers and commentators, and it's like 1% of 1% turns out to be right.
That is pretty brutal. Chandler, our reoccurring segment, poor David Culley, the Texans pick tonight, but not until round 3. You want to talk about the worst coaching job potentially of all time?
This is a great segment.
The poor David Culley, and
that has been poor David.
He's
Culley.
Just like sitting in his draft room for all of last night, all the second round tonight. They finally get to pick.
Man, it must be, he's at church, and you're like, oh man, you're the new coach. Great, congratulations.
Do you mind praying for me?
I'm sure you're so excited about the draft. I mean, boy, we were up all night watching it last night. How'd it go for you? He was like, I was just taking a nap.
So their war room last night was more like a
bore room.
Classic comedy. All right, let's take a break on that one. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up with Tony Dunn. We'll see what Troy D has to say about his Chicago Bears moving up to take Justin Fields coming up at 4 o'clock on today's show as we talk draft. We'll talk some Pirate football later on in today's program with Morgan Ahlers. All that on the way when we return after this.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique brew pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Save during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Spring Styles event. Freshen things up, make a statement, and make it exciting. Save on new looks, new colors, new styles. We have so many beautiful ways to update your home. Explore our 35,000 square foot showroom. From name brands like Bassett, La-Z-Boy, Rowe, Kincaid, and Restana, get up to 15% off plus 6 months special financing. Or get special financing for 48 months. Step up your style right now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hi, this is Jason Shepard with The Place, located on the Washington waterfront. The Place is not just a restaurant anymore. We are now the place for great food, great drinks, and great entertainment for all ages. We have karaoke Wednesday night, shag night Thursday, and live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as a great patio to enjoy the beautiful weather. Be sure to check out our Facebook page for all the latest information. The Place is located on Main Street on the Washington waterfront in historic downtown Washington. I look forward to seeing you at The Place.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has $6 lunch specials, a $10 pizza of the week, and every Thursday has $2 drafts all day. Sunday brunch is the best for food and family. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp and grits, made-to-order omelets, French toast, and drink specials like $3 mimosas, beer mimosas, or $5 Bloody Marys. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Hey Birdland, join us at Oriole Park May 7th through the 10th as the O's take on the Boston Red Sox. On Saturday, May 8th, we honor Negro League history when all fans will receive a Baltimore Elite Giants replica cap. On Sunday, May 9th, bring mom to the ballpark and celebrate Mother's Day. The first 10,000 fans will receive an Orioles Infinity Scarf. Individual tickets are on sale now, or check out the 5-game flex plan and pick the games that fit your schedule. Enjoy a day at Oriole Park. Purchase your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
Pirate Radio.
If you're going to put your name on something, it better be your best work.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? You can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcast. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, a few more minutes to go with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. You can go back and watch the C3 draft party and see the reaction, see the conversation, and look like you guys had a lot of fun last night, Tony Dunn, and you'll be, I guess, tuned in while not being recorded tonight to see what the Panthers do.
Right.
So.
You know, what's interesting about it is the 8th. This was our 8th one we've done, and we've been, you know, we kind of got into podcasting and broadcasting on the internet in its infancy of when it started to become popular, but now everyone does reaction videos.
Right.
I mean, obviously they copied us. No, but
you were the pioneers.
It's funny though that I'm trying to reach out to people though that we've had that have been on the show in the past, and they're like, "Well, we're doing it." You know, everybody's doing their own thing, and now reaction videos are such a big part of our culture. From like watching people listen to a song for the first time, or
it's gotten to the point
watch-alongs here where we watch the hero shine.
Taylor Heineke. It's gotten to the point where now if I see one, I pretty much think it's fake.
Yeah, that you question the authenticity of the reaction.
Yep. Especially
because you can go back and rewind now. Or
rewind your TV and be like, all right, y'all get me here. Am I?
Yep.
I'm
lighting
going to cuss and raise hell and
I
do
think
all this.
you can tell sometimes when it's authentic though. You know, you just get, and those are the ones that really probably work.
We could tell y'all's reaction to the pick last night was authentic as you were booing it when it was made. But a day later, you feel all right about it. Tony, real quick, the Tony Dunn is heading to Raleigh next Thursday.
Yeah.
So will you be on the show with us next Friday?
Yes.
Have a full recap of Hurricanes Blackhawks. The Canes have just 6 games left. They're in the middle of a 5-game homestand here. They got Columbus on Saturday and then 3 straight, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday with the Blackhawks. You'll be at that game on Thursday. And then at Nashville, Saturday, May 8th, at Nashville, Monday, May 10th. And that's all she wrote, folks. The season just about over. The Canes have clinched a playoff spot, Tony, and are now trying to fortify themselves, having home ice throughout the whole entire Stanley Cup playoff.
Can you pull up the division standings? I think we're in first, and I want to see if
Canes are in first,
and then see if we are first overall in the league. You know, the Hurricanes have been.
The Canes have the most points. They passed Vegas last night, 73-72.
Nice, nice. See, so the Canes have a very talented squad that has muscled through a lot this year with injuries. And it's really shown the depth of this team. But one of the great things, or actually one of the kind of troubling things in the back end of this season, is we've played so great against other great teams, but we've kind of slept and struggled against the teams that we should probably, at least just looking at their record, where their standings are, should dominate. The Red Wings have been one of these teams that's kind of given us fits. And so it's nice at the end of the season for it to start coming together and get really polished. We got a return of a couple of players who've been struggling with concussion injuries. They're putting up points. It really, I think we're starting to get strong in the right areas at the right time. And hopefully we can get these 2 goalies clicking, Mrazek and Ned, and they can battle us through. But it's kind of Stanley Cup or bust at this point.
Tony, the playoffs, especially the further you go in, are going to be fascinating because you have not seen these other teams literally all year.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy to see. Your first meeting is going to be in that huge pressure cooker of a playoff game, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that might add a new level of excitement to hockey that we just aren't accustomed to.
Yep. Just think if you face off like against the Caps for the first time and it's in the playoffs. How cool that,
And I think I was listening to your show and you were talking to former intern Brooks.
By the way, Brooks texted me last Friday and said, "Great analysis by Tony Dunn."
Really?
I thought that was pretty high praise, him being such a Caniac.
And
now you're about to return the favor.
I'm glowing. I'm glowing at this point. I'm honored right there. I was listening, but weren't you guys saying that there's a scenario where the Canes could play like the Capitals in the Stanley Cup or something wild like that?
Yeah.
There's is not
because there's no like East and West.
Right.
So I still am not 100% sure on how these playoffs work.
Right.
But it sounds like I guess they're going to be reseeded once you get to the Final Four, maybe.
And that's kind of it will be interesting to see how those matchups shake up and what dynamic that brings. But you've also seen too what it's done for these teams playing the same teams over and over. Is there's been some real personal battles.
They've been like playoff series.
Yeah, and when we played the Panthers, is that there was a fight in the first 30 seconds of the game. I felt like, and that was something that was carried over from the last time they played.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So once again, night 2 of the NFL draft. Tony and Chandler, you guys are looking for an O-lineman. Anything else? How about this? What do you not want? Because that's what will happen. Because that's what happened last
time. A quarterback.
Oh, okay. You guys are getting a QB.
No, don't say that. Don't want a quarterback.
Do you want an offensive player?
I don't think
I want the Panthers to not draft any offensive players in the Matt Rule era.
I think we're going to have to add a wide receiver at some point in this draft.
I don't think a defensive lineman is a need, is it?
Well,
we had Hassan Reddick in free agency, and we also got.
It's probably it's not an immediate one, and I do think.
Are there any defensive linemen? When are those going to start to get taken?
I don't believe there are any in this draft. And maybe we were playing 2 years down the road last year, and we said there's no defense in this next year.
What if Rule came out and said he had that foresight? Would you even believe him?
No, no, because we'd be like, there's no way Hurney took us to this advanced analysis in a Zoom meeting.
Will we draft a Baylor guy?
Oh, good question.
Baylor or Temple at some point.
Good question. You may be a late running back at some point, because we don't really have any but Reggie Bonifant, and that's about it.
Rodney Smith did a good job. I don't know if he's still on the roster, but the former Golden Gopher is pretty good.
He is on the roster still. And then you also kind of start thinking about probably starting to look at where contracts are kind of falling. Robbie Anderson in the last year of his deal. DJ Moore just got his 5th-year option, so that means we will be extending him. You have, 2 years guaranteed at this point? So that helps your receiver room there. But Robbie Anderson and the other guys, so you're probably going to start trying to pad that room at some point. And tight end could be another need.
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to say y'all take one of them running backs out of North Carolina because there's 2 of them.
Javonte Williams?
Local fit. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I would love that.
I'm basing that off absolutely nothing. I haven't seen it. You just were talking about running backs. I know there's a couple.
When are they projected to go?
Williams, I want to say, is like the next one off the board.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's going to go early second round probably.
Yeah, but there's another too. So
before we go, you mentioned Robbie Anderson's name. I want to go over a tweet that he tweeted out yesterday.
All right.
This is the best.
And, there's a trend going, and the translating Robbie Anderson has been blocked by Robbie Anderson.
But we
Robbie
need his
Anderson
help.
is a character, and he just loves to post different tweets. This tweet says, if I can find it, he's tweeted out so many things.
Charlie, hit the music because we do need to go to break right after this.
All right. Well, he must have deleted it because you know why? Because I think I might have. Because I did quote tweet it and said you heard the man, and he might have got his feelings hurt. So.
What was it about?
I don't know.
It was like a
language. The tweet is not available, so he deleted it.
It was like Jeep Job Jeepy Jeep.
It was like Muapi, and I come from a Muapi.
Okay. All right. We'll see if anybody screenshotted that. Tony, enjoyed it?
Thank you, man.
Take a time out, come back, continue some draft talk. Troy D's Bears make a move, and a big move at that.
Splash.
They move up probably the biggest... I don't know if it was a surprise, but the biggest splash, that's a good word, Chandler, made in the draft last night came from the Bears. They get Justin Fields. Does Troy D like it? Does he dislike it? How's he feeling? We'll find out when we return after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
ECU football coach, Mike Houston.
You think about like Bruce Bivens and some of those guys, this is the first time they've had the same defensive coordinator and same position coach 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
They know the system. They feel so much more comfortable going into year 2 with Blake. The offensive kids feel so much more comfortable going into year 3 with Donnie.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials. and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Rock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's Turnberry Square at Bells Fork and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Cinco de Mayo! Celebrate Cinco de Mayo this Saturday in Winterville at the Naughty Dog Brewing Company. Naughty Dog is releasing 3 beers on Saturday. We'll have 2 food trucks on site throughout the day, a piñata for the kids, and gift card giveaways all day long. The doors open at noon, and there's plenty of indoor and outdoor seating for everyone. Celebrate Cinco de Mayo this Saturday at Naughty Dog Brewing Company on Main Street in downtown Winterville, and be sure to follow Naughty Dog on Facebook and Instagram for more fun.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Order in-store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
Back with you on a Free Beer Friday. We got a big giveaway coming up in Hour 3 of today's show. A case of Michelob Ultra Organic Pack, Michelob Ultra 6-pack cooler and bucket, a large pizza from Domino's, and a new Pirate Vibes Only t-shirt can be yours in Hour 3. Let me welcome in. He is dying to speak. I like to wait until I introduce my guests before they speak, but he is dying to get in there, and I'm going to introduce him in just a moment. But first, let me tell you that Mark Greenhalgh is coming up in a moment. Morgan Ahlers also on the show, but really want to get to our next guest who has a lot to say, and he can't wait to say it, and he's going to say it as soon as I introduce him. He is, of course, the owner of Pirate Radio. He is a Ravenscroft alum, ECU alum, and a season ticket holder for the Chicago Bears. He is Troy Dreyfus. Hello, Troy.
Good to see you, Clip. And I got to tell you, this giveaway fooled me because Ellerby set this one up today, and I was looking at and I thought this was like a seltzer, which I'm not really big into. This is This is Mick Ultra, which I really like. Organic pack. So it's the regular beer.
It is a light beer.
Light beer, pure gold and infusions. So you got the, I guess you get 4 lime and prickly pear cactus flavors. You get 4 pure golds, and you get 4 pomegranate and what is that?
Agave.
Yeah. I mean, that's so fancy we can't even pronounce it.
I love pomegranate.
But I can tell you what, I didn't even know this existed. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I've seen the gold before, but I haven't seen. I just assumed this was seltzer because of the shape of the can. This is like dude beer right here.
We have been we've been doing this for like 2
I know,
months
but
now.
I mean, I'm just like I just assumed it was Mick Ultra Seltzer for whatever reason.
All right.
Did the Chicago Bears draft last night?
Yeah, let's get to that.
All right. Anyway, I'm just saying this is a great giveaway. How can someone win this clip?
By calling in hour 3.
Well, and that was my point. You don't want to miss out on that.
You do not, folks. All right, you do not.
I wish I could win that.
Me
All
too.
right, sorry. Go ahead.
You
Clip.
can throw your voice.
Good to see you,
Roy. This is Roy.
Roy Trifus.
Roy Dreyfus. So Troy D, the Bear. What a day for the Bears fans on Thursday. First, Aaron Rodgers is crying because he doesn't want to be on the team anymore.
Yeah.
The Packers. That's a good thing.
Sure.
The Bears
There's
last
been
night.
the old perennial thorn in the side. Of the Bears have
for
been
a
the
long
Packers.
time.
Yes.
16 years, I think. He's on the
Aaron
roster,
Rodgers
13.
has the Bears number. It's not often they beat him.
He's got everybody's number. Troy, you went into the draft. You said on the show yesterday you didn't care. You were kind of dreading it because you wanted to see what mistake would be made this year. And then you hear there's been a trade. The Bears are moving up, and they still could have screwed it up, but instantly. Did you think it was Fields? You had to, right?
All right, so here's the deal, and I'm being totally genuine. I left work yesterday with you were the last person I saw, and I'm so disgruntled about their mismanagement with the front office, their poor picks throughout history, the crap quarterback room they had up until last night, that I had no faith in these guys. That I figured they were going to pick 20. All the good quarterbacks were going to be gone, so they're going to be stuck with somebody else. And I was the least excited I've ever been for the NFL draft. And usually, as you know, Clip, as a sports fan, or if you got an NFL team, you're excited at least to see who your team picks, right?
It's a fun night, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's 0-0. It gives you hope.
At least the first round.
Yeah.
But, man, I was really kind of down. And the kids were at Elm Street Park watching some of their friends play Little League Baseball. So I ended up letting them watch the end of the game. So I picked them up. By the time we get home, the draft is already underway. I'm actually listening to some of it on the radio, on Pirate Radio, when I was driving home. And we get home, and it's about the 10th or 11th pick, and we have it on. And I know the Bears are still 30 minutes away from picking, and Bryce goes, Dad, Bears are on the clock. Bears are on the clock. I mean, you know Bryce. He's my sports guy, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I look at the TV, and they got Adam Schefter going, this is a blockbuster trade. The Bears move up 9 spots. They only have to give up their first-round pick, which they're getting a first-round pick anyway, and then they gave up a few other picks, which I didn't think was terrible. I thought the terms of the trade were actually pretty fair, considering how bad they normally make deals. And I was like, oh, my God, they're picking 9th. Or no, I'm sorry, 11th at the time. They moved up 9 spots. And I was like, there's still a couple good quarterbacks in play here.
Well, there's 2 out on the board with Justin Fields, Mac Jones.
Yeah, but I mean 2 that would be an improvement considering what we have as far as the future, which was not. But I was like, out of the 2, I was like, man, you got to go Justin Fields. I mean, he's the for what the Bears need, his mobility, his arm strength. I mean, the guy's a baller, and I think they got it was a perfect storm in the fact that he fell, which I don't think anyone really suspected he was going to be available, and the Bears actually being able to make a trade to move up that high to go get him, it was incredible, and it completely has changed my outlook and every Bear fan I know's outlook on the future of this. Or it might have saved. I mean, this could be so big.
I want to talk. I know what you're.
If this proves to be a good pick, this is possibly a job-saving pick for Ryan Pace, who's the general manager.
It is a genius pick by Ryan Pace, a genius move because he's on borrowed time anyway.
Yes.
What does he care about future drafts?
He's been told, from what I talk to people in Chicago, they've got a year. They're getting one more year to prove it or lose it. Make it or break it.
So if he's fired, what does he care about next year's draft where he traded all those picks?
Yeah, and it wasn't terrible. And if he does make it and he stays, they haven't given away the world.
And he's got his QB.
Yeah,
I guess
and as down as I was in 2017. And you remember when they picked Mitch Trubisky? That wasn't like, let's wait and see how it is, man. Immediately, I thought it was the worst pick in the history of the NFL draft. And they moved up to do it. And time has proven me to be true on that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a terrible pick then. Yeah. It's a terrible pick now. History will show that was one of the worst picks, as I call it, the worst pick, the worst move in the history of the NFL draft. For what they gave up and for what they got in return was complete garbage. And in my opinion, it should have been a fireable offense. But as down as I was about that pick immediately, I was excited about the Fields pick, like immediately. Now, whether this kid plays out and it works, I don't know, but I still think this was a great move and a great pick. And it has given, I will tell you this, it has given life back in the Chicago Bears because the one thing that everything's been missing is always a quarterback. They've had pieces, they've had good receivers, they've had great defenses. They've never had a quarterback to bring it together. You can't win without a quarterback in this league, Clip. You can't do it. So I'm telling you, now the quarterback room, you got this guy who I think could be shovel ready, who could play this season. But then you got two veterans.
If not, he's got
two veterans to help groom him. I'm okay with those guys being on the roster as backups or to help groom them or bring them in slowly, where it's not just on him from day one.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it makes sense. I was really not looking forward to those guys being they're not the future of the franchise.
I mean, honestly,
they're a good placeholder. They're a good backup.
Andy Dalton is almost the perfect guy to have.
He's very stable. He's not intimidated. He knows he's not going to be the future, and he could just be a role player and help this kid.
Yeah.
And I don't think he needs a lot of help. I mean, I think he's extremely mature, and we'll see how it all plays out. But I got to tell you, I think we could look back at this. We could be having this conversation 3 years from now, Clip, and this kid could be the Patrick Mahomes of this draft.
Well, let's see.
I'm being dead serious right here.
Talking about the best player in the NFL right now.
Well, I'm saying he could turn out to be that for the Bears.
Well, to use your line, anything is possible. Sure.
Well, it's that's closer to possible than not possible. I'm not saying I'm putting Jonathan Ellerby as quarterback and that's possible. That's not possible. This guy, it's possible.
I'm not saying I'm not going to say your prediction is wrong. But can we save that clip right there?
Oh, yeah,
so we can go back in 3 or 4 years and
Patrick Mahomes.
It's fine.
And maybe, hey,
and
look,
if it does
maybe
play
we're
like
listening
that, I want an apology from you.
No, you're not listening to me. Wait a minute.
Apologies.
Troy loves an apology.
Troy, let me tell you something. I was just about to say, if you're right, we'll still play it and say that you're right.
You're right.
You like that.
You liked it. Troy, you are a fan. You want the team to do well. Also, you want your season ticket to be valuable.
Yes.
And when you get a rookie quarterback, it provides a big spark, and you see those prices rise a little bit.
Well, I'm locked in for this year. There was no rate increase this year, and I renewed. And I got I did the payment plan, and I got an email today, Clip, that the final installment or third installment's been processed. Yeah. And usually I'm like, oh, God. Dreading it. Now I'm like, hey, all right, good deal. Yeah, let's get that process. Let's make sure I lock these in.
Now's a good day for the Bears marketing team to go out and say, hey, want a season ticket? Want to see Justin Fields?
I think it's sold out. I don't think there's any season tickets anymore available. There's a wait list, but I just feel better about it because I'll resell these, and if the team's good or there's excitement, I can sell them for. It's just like a stock.
Right. What's the next best thing to being good? Having hope. And right now,
some people buy stock in General Motors or Disney. Other people buy Bitcoin. I invest in the Bears, and right now that investment has sucked the past few years. I'm ready to make a return. I need a ROI on that investment.
That's not advised.
But this is how I felt when I was watching the draft. Hit it one more time, Shirley. After that pick, I felt like the Bears, this is the theme music they should have played if Justin Fields was there in person as he walked up to the stage to get his jersey, even though he was at home. It was like the Bears coming back from the dead, just like The Undertaker in WWE. This is what Justin Fields will do for the Bears. They will rise again. Here comes the hand up out of the ground. He's got a football in it. He's standing. And he's alive. And the program and the team is back.
When Justin Fields stinks, this is going to be incredible. The downfall is going to be so big.
Wait, did you say the team is back? Congratulations, Clip Rock. The Washington football team is back.
Troy, do you want to read Mike's Facebook post, or should we not bring in negative energy when you're on a high right now?
You can read whatever you want. I'm not reading that.
You know what? Today is Troy's happy day. We're going to keep it that way, Mike.
I will tell you, you were talking about fan reactions earlier.
Yeah.
And I did a video. I just happened to be recording the video. This was live with their pick. And I got my boys' reaction to it. And it's on my Twitter feed. And last night after the pick, Bear Down was trending, and the Chicago Bears were trending #1 on Twitter, at least for a little while. Mm-hmm. And I guess because I posted it, so my tweet got caught up in that. And I've had for my Twitter, which I'm not a huge Twitter guy, has 4,000 views of the boys' reaction to the pick of the Twins.
Oh, because it kind of just...
I guess it got caught up
viral last
correct.
night, whatever.
It got caught up in that.
Yeah.
It got hooked into that hashtag with Bear Down, and I think a ton of people saw it.
Troy D called it a power move.
It was a power move. Bears. And I'll give Ryan... I've been very critical of the general manager, Ryan Pace.
Don't give him that much credit. Again, he doesn't care about the future if it doesn't work out. He's not going to
I know,
there.
But he still had to have the ability to get the deal done. He still had he still had to get with the Giants and make it a great... I mean, I got to give him some credit for this. If I'm going to bust his balls on other things, I got to give him some credit when he does something good. And as I watched this press conference last night, they had 3 different scenarios they were going with. This was kind of a long shot scenario. They had a scenario where, they've talked with him, they visited with him multiple times. He had 2 pro days they went to. And they had a scenario where they could hopefully, pick him up, but it was a long shot scenario. He said
they didn't think he'd be there.
Right,
is that why it was a long shot?
But then when things started to develop the way, as you know, the draft is unpredictable at times.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they see he's available, but they can't wait for him to be he's not going to wait for the 20th pick. But the fact that he's still available at number 11, they needed to go ahead and strike. So
got it done.
If you haven't seen the reaction of the boys, on the video, Tyler has the classic Home Alone.
Yeah, I was going to say full went Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Kevin.
I'm surprised.
Culkin, whatever.
Oh,
easy for you to say.
But that was a great reaction by the boys.
Yeah, I should have stayed on them longer.
Hey, maybe Dad will be happy during football season this year.
Yeah.
What does this mean, Dad?
Will you not cuss us out every Sunday night?
Yeah.
Because you're mad about the Bears?
No more taking the belt off, Dad?
No more Mitch? You're right, son. You're right.
Look, they're happy, too. They're Bear fans.
Yeah.
They hated Mitch.
God bless them.
Yeah, they thought Mitch was garbage.
Yeah.
And they were right. They're pretty good evaluators of talent.
Maybe you got your guy.
So we'll see. I mean, I do think, as I said, I feel that we have hope, and we haven't had hope in a long time. Go ahead and read Mike's comment because I'm equal opportunity.
Oh, you want to go with it?
Yeah, go with it. Because am I getting overly excited about this? Maybe, but I feel this is a realistic possibility that this guy could be a franchise quarterback and totally turn the whole thing around.
Mike said somebody played Troy's rant on Scotty Moe after the NC State game, so he will calm down about Fields.
I will say this. I did get over my ski tips after the NC State game. But, first of all, we were 2-0. Everything was new. We don't know what we know now. We had just beaten NC State. I mean, I was drunk on enthusiasm. I was high on Pirate Life.
It's fun to have. It's fun to be happy.
I was jacked up. And at the time, it felt right, but it was probably, you're right, I needed to tap the brakes a little bit back.
And that was great that you were happy. We were all happy, but the infamous you owe Jeff Comfort an apology. I think that's really what
that probably put over the top.
A little bit.
To make you feel better, after the NC State win, he had a radio show here at a local restaurant, and I went to the radio show, and I went up there and told him that he has brought so much swagger and energy that this university has never seen.
You told Coach that?
I told Scotty Montgomery that.
See, and that's fair. That's good of you to admit, Chandler, because most people's errors aren't recorded. They could. We would have never said that, even though they probably did say similar things.
No, I did because
Coach you're my hero.
That was after the state win when he was running around a fool on the field.
And I have atoned for those sins, by the way. I did right the wrong for the Pirate Nation.
I would say so. Mike added he is actually a Bears fan. He himself is trying to stay grounded.
Awesome.
So part of that, he's trying not to get too excited.
And some of my fans, not my fans, some of the Bear fans,
some of the Troy D fans.
Well, they might be fans of mine too, but they're friends. Some of the Bear friends I have been so beaten down, much like myself with the Bears organization.
Dude, you're not telling me anything I don't know about my
They're
team.
struggling to be excited. They're like, all right, yeah, it's a good pick, but our offensive line sucks, and we're not going to be able to protect him, and he's just going to get hurt. They're already like running the negative scenarios of like what's going to go wrong. I'm like, and I said, man, just enjoy the moment. They made a great pick. The draft's not over. Maybe they can pick up an O lineman or two. I said, let's see what happens later. I know they've disappointed me so much. They can't be happy. Because they've been beaten down. It's like you got to say to yourself, it's like an abused spouse.
Right, right.
I feel like the Bears have abused their fan base in many ways.
Troy D's basically saying, "I'm ready to be hurt again. Bring it on. I'm all in. Let's do it."
Congratulations!
I can't believe I'm saying this because yesterday, 24 hours ago, Clip, I really didn't care.
I know you said it on the air. I
was being genuine about it.
Yeah,
I didn't think they had this in them.
Yeah.
I'm stunned. I'm still stunned that they pulled this off.
All right. Justin Fields, a Chicago Bear.
What do you think will happen with him this year?
This year? Yeah. I don't know.
It might be a slow year.
I hadn't thought about this year as much as I've thought about
big picture.
I think he has a better career than Zach Wilson, who was taken second overall for the Jets. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I'll make that projection.
Let him develop.
When I've read some articles today, and he's got a little, he's a very smart guy from what I understand. Has, as I hate, not to sound like Mel Kiper, but a high football IQ from what they say, which is important. And some of the most successful quarterbacks do. They you think of Peyton Manning, you think of Tom Brady. They're smart guys. This guy's a smart guy too. He's a great arm, and he happens to be mobile, which is a plus.
Yep.
But they said he's got a little chip on his shoulder because, hey, look, even at 11, which is still, first round draft pick, it's awesome. It's to be celebrated. But he feels like, hey, okay, I got overlooked a little bit, but I appreciate the Bears moving up to take me. Let's prove these guys wrong. So he's got something to prove. So I like that edge about him too.
Sure. All right. Yeah. You like the guy? Congratulations.
Congratulations. Seriously.
I'm all in. Until proven otherwise.
We'll reconvene 4 years from now.
There'll be plenty of time to be disappointed again.
Will he be on the roster longer than Mitchell Trubisky was?
I say yes.
All right, I'm going to go with you there and say yes.
All he has to do is stay on for 4 years.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Yeah. All right, Troy, thanks for hanging out. This is like when Vince McMahon shows up on Raw.
I will say, full disclosure.
A Friday appearance from Troy D.
Full disclosure, I did see Redbeard with the line of the day. He said, it's a big moment when Troy's working on a Friday.
Yeah, this is huge.
But full disclosure, you did ask me to come on. I did not say, hey, let me come on talk.
This was not a recommendation. This was an invite.
This was an invite.
Troy, I should have zoomed out and you'd be walking into the studio like,
no chance. That's what you got.
Green Bay. But no, this is fun. I'm fired up. This is hopefully we can keep it going. And now I'm interested in watching the rest of the draft.
This is what bad teams do, and the Pats had a bad year last year.
Tease you.
But Patriot fans over the years, the draft is just another boring Thursday.
Yeah,
they have fun during the season. Us, we get fired up during the draft.
Yeah,
this is our year, baby. We got our guy. We're ready to go.
Find your moments.
Yeah,
that's how the Browns were for years.
Oh yeah. And draft night and last night was boring for them because they picked so late in the draft because they were good last year. All right, thanks, Troy.
Oh, I got news for you, by the way. A little bit of breaking news. Okay, you want to go ahead and spill the beans now?
Sure.
All right, I got breaking news.
Put the beans on the table.
As far as a guest announcement,
we have a guest
for next week. I've already got some stuff booked.
By the way, Ryan Robinson Monday.
Yeah, Ryan Robinson Monday. The return of Rick Smith Thursday.
All right.
And the hour 3, in the 5 o'clock hour. I've got a bonus guest Monday, and I went ahead and did this clip so that way you're out of it because I didn't want you involved in it. Because I know how you feel. I know you don't want to jinx anything.
I'm not on the show?
No. You're on the show.
Okay.
But you had nothing to do with the booking of this guest.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Because I was excited to have a chance to talk to Coach Perry. And he's one win away from going to a state championship. If the Pan Pack wins tonight. Either way, Coach Perry will join us Monday on PRL.
Put some ranch on.
So we are going to talk to Coach Perry. And we're going to be hopefully promoting his state championship coming up that weekend.
Oh, dear.
And worst case scenario, we're going to be talking about a hell of a run he's had.
Y'all want to put some ranch on it.
But I wanted to go ahead and book it and get it's a hot story.
Perry Owens, Washington Pan-Pac head coach.
He will join us Monday on PRL.
Can we line up where the giveaway is right now? Can we line it up with Ranch?
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, but I did not even tell you guys that you're breaking that news. No one else even knows that.
That's just like the uniform breaking news yesterday.
That was big.
We
news
had no idea,
dude. I am fired up now.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
good get, Troy D. If they lose, it's not on me.
Correct. That's why I said this kind of protects
not on
you.
me.
This has Clip Rock had nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
it's totally on me.
Yep, it's on you.
I got some. I might have another uniform scoop.
You are just
you're Scoopity Doo.
Oh, Scooby McGee over
breaking
here.
news before I leave, Shirley Rhodes.
Scooby Doo.
We heard from the coach yesterday that East Carolina will return to the jerseys.
Yes,
the new ones. I have also learned that look for a stripe to be added down the pants.
Okay. All right.
That's new. That wasn't out there before.
You're right. That's fine.
A lot of people.
Twitter is blowing up right now.
Remember the 90s when the Pirates were great, Clip? They had a stripe on the pants, buddy.
Oh.
I believe they had 3 stripes back then.
By the way.
It was like purple, gold, and white stripes. If you look at the Peach Bowl uniforms, they had striped pants back then.
I was talking to my dad
yesterday. The stripe will return to the pants. A stripe will return to the pants.
So
for
Peach
2021.
Bowl, they had purple, big gold, purple down the side.
And I'm not saying it's going to look identical to that, but there will be stripes on the pants.
All right.
I talked to my dad yesterday, and he brought it up. I didn't realize this, but this is going to be the 30th year anniversary since the Peach Bowl.
God, I had thought about that, Chandler. But
I feel like we just celebrated an anniversary.
The 25.
But that would have been 5 years. Man, time flies.
Where the hell did the last 5 years go? I feel like I just interviewed all these guys.
The 30th anniversary.
Wow, it is.
I'm turning into Troy now. Time is slipping away.
You're going to get me all choked up talking about 30 years now.
All right, we got to go.
God, I'm going to have to get Bill Lewis.
Do you have any other news for us, Shefty?
No, that's it. That's a lot of big stuff right there.
You know what? You got me, Fields got you excited about the season. You got me fired up for Monday now.
Coach Perry.
Yeah.
Coming to Pirate Radio near you.
Putting some ranch
on Monday.
it.
We'll have details Monday morning.
We got that. We got Mr. Excitement, Ryan Robinson. That'll be a fun show.
That's going to be a full hour right there.
Gosh.
So in the both those guys in the 5 o'clock hour.
The energy on the same time?
Not the same time.
Oh, man. We would have to
probably Ryan to lead off the show, and then we'll bring in Perry to close it.
All right.
That's going to be a lot of energy.
Yeah. So good luck, Pan-Pac, by the way. We're pulling for you.
I'll be tuned in, checking them out tonight.
Exciting stuff.
Finding updates.
They're on a roll, man.
Yep.
It's kind of become a big story. Even I'm on the bandwagon.
Troy D's on
Pan-Pac.
with the Pan-Pac. Yeah. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Good stuff, Troy D. When we return, we'll talk to Greeny. Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. Clemson grad, Patriots fan, but he sees Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne go to the Jags last night. That would be like if, you're a Bears fan and Cardin and Hardy both got drafted by, the Giants or something.
Oh, true.
Because, same conference, different division.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be great if they were your team.
But but you'd have a rooting interest in them.
Yeah.
Does he care about the Jags all of a sudden now?
Right.
With all these Clemson Tigers there. We'll talk about that.
Find out.
And some golf when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly. In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
In studio with Bono, also known as Seth Brown to his friends and family. Why do you like F3?
I learned early on in my life that I'm not defined by who I am or I'm type 1 diabetic. I'm not defined as a diabetic. I'm defined by who I hang out with, how hard I push myself, and who I want to become. And F3 helps me do those things. It certainly helps me push myself further than I ever would by myself.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
University PC Care has been busier than ever repairing personal PC and Mac computers and iPhones during this pandemic. And we thank you for your support. Now, with everyone streaming and doing work from school and home, you may have discovered that your home Wi-Fi just isn't cutting it. It may be time to upgrade your home network, and University PC Care can help. To make a network assessment appointment and discover upgrade options that fit your home, go to talktowilliam.com or learn more at universitypccare.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Join the staff at CPW's in Greenville for a classic road trip down Highway 61 as they feature excerpts from their classic Blues Highway food and drink menu. Come celebrate Blues Brothers Night every Thursday with bar specials. Open for lunch with new lunch specials and everyday features, including pizza, salad, and quesadillas. Also offering drop-off catering for work and school events. CPW's, Stanton Square, across from the hospital in Greenville.
This is Coach Gary Overton, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at free PR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, how was a college baseball game just played in 2.5 hours? Well, that's what happens when you get run ruled by the Pirates. 10-0 ECU, easy work over Wichita State. Gavin Williams, awesome again, and the bats were hot in Kansas today, and the Pirates win. They will have game 2 coming up later on against the Shockers. All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line, see what's going on with Greeny. Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. He's got another edition coming up on Saturday right here on Pirate Radio, 8 to 10 a.m., and we'll talk some golf, we'll talk some football, a little bit of everything with Greeny right now. Greeny, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Hey, doing fantastic. We've been talking draft all show. Let's start there, Greeny, with you, because you're a Clemson guy. You're also a Patriots guy, so I don't know. Do you have any loyalties now to the Jacksonville Jaguars after what happened in the draft, getting a couple of Tigers last night?
If they had better colors, maybe, but I'm not a fan of not a fan of the colors at all. Maybe we should just change them to orange and purple. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be fitting after they take a couple of Clemson Tigers in the first round last night. So big story there. Big story with Mac Jones slipping down to the middle of the first round, and the Patriots don't have to move at all. They grab another quarterback. What was your thoughts on that when you saw that?
I mean, if they were going to pick a quarterback, that was the guy for me of those five, because I just feel like that the Patriots offense is really designed to be an accurate and on-time type of offense, which to me, Cam Newton doesn't fall into either one of those categories, which is why he struggled so much in that offense last year. Tom Brady proved that you don't have to be the most athletic person. You don't have to have the biggest arm, but if you make the right throws at the right time, that you can be successful in that offense. And I think that's the whole key. If they were moving up to get Mac Jones or get one of those quarterbacks, I would have been completely against it. But for them to kind of just sit back and have Mac Jones fall into their lap, I think I'm totally fine with that pick.
Mark, it's pretty incredible what the NFL has been able to do over the years, dominating the headlines. I mean, we're in Major League Baseball season. We're getting closer to the Stanley Cup and NBA playoffs. You've got, golf tournaments going on as we speak, and yet still the NFL dominates. Yesterday, it was all about Aaron Rodgers, and then last night, the NFL draft. And even in the offseason, they seem to dominate the headlines.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing just to see, and the ridiculousness of the draft. I mean, you sit there and you watch, and like you see the pick is in, and then we don't. The guys that are on the screen just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, and it takes 3 hours longer than it should to complete the first round. But we all sit there and watch it.
Oh,
we love it.
I'm totally self-aware. I sit there every year and say, so why am I watching this? Why is this even on TV? But yeah, I can't get enough of it. I'm a sucker. I'll sit there like I did last night and watch the whole thing, and I'll be tuned in coming up tonight and on into the weekend. Mark, let's talk about what's going on in the world of golf. Got the Valspar Championship going on in Florida. What, if anything, do we need to know about this tournament and what to look forward to in this tournament?
What you really need to know about is the Snake Pit, which is the last 3 holes in the golf course. And they are 3 of the toughest holes, finishing holes in golf. And, guys, it happens all the time. Guys will be kind of going along nicely, and they'll make a few bogeys on those holes coming in. So it's always interesting. Those last 3 holes have names, and they're like a rattler and moccasin, and 3 of the worst snakes that you ever want to encounter. So they're named bad, and they show up to be, bad boys when it comes to trying to win a golf tournament. The interesting thing about this thing as well is, they didn't have the Valspar last year, so Paul Casey again comes into this year as the 2-time defending champion, looking to three-peat. So we'll kind of see, he's trying to make a move in this afternoon round, so we'll see how it kind of plays out for him and see if he can get near the lead at the end of the day and maybe have a chance to go for the three-peat, which is a very rare thing on any tour.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you know offhand the last time somebody did that on the tour at a course?
Probably Tiger, whether one of his, whether it was a Torrey Pines or whether it was, him winning the WGC up in Ohio.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anybody else that's won it 3 times in a row. I mean, Matt Every won the Arnold Palmer twice in a row, and that was epic. I hear
it in NASCAR a lot, Mark. Home tracks like Denny Hamlin winning at a Virginia track, or I don't know, the Bush brothers out in Vegas, or Jeff Gordon winning in California. But how about with golf? And you mentioned Tiger and his courses that he dominates. But are there certain players that, all right, this is this event, this is this player's tournament to win? Is that, or is it just, are there too many golfers for that to be the case at a certain course?
There's probably too many guys, but, you get down into the Orlando area, you get to the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and there's, so many guys that live in Orlando. And then, there's probably a few guys that live in Tampa where this tournament is. And then there's some guys that live out in Southern California. And then you get the guys that live in Arizona. And then you got the ones that live in Texas. And then you got the ones that live in Georgia. So, there's probably like 5 or 6 hotbeds for where PGA Tour players flock and where they go to. And they all flock together because they all want to, when they're practicing, they all want to get out there and play against each other to keep their, to keep their game sharp. And, And heck, they got all the money to spend, to gamble with each other. So why not do it where they can do something like that? So, I think even HV3 has kind of relocated, I think, down in the Florida area where he can go tee it up with some of those guys down there. So it's not as much of a home course advantage as you would get in a NASCAR or maybe some other sports where guys roll into a local venue.
We're looking ahead a little bit, Greeny. How about the Ryder Cup? The event postponed last year, obviously, to later on this year. When it comes to the Ryder Cup team, when is all that finalized? Who's kind of in the running right now? Do you pay attention to that this far out, or is that something you'll start to keep an eye on as we get closer to the fall?
Oh, yeah, you definitely start to keep an eye on that. I mean, you got some guys that you have a pretty strong feeling are going to be there. I mean, this is going to be a little different scenario because you're going to have 6 automatic qualifiers, and the captain's going to get to pick 6. Steve Stricker's going to get to pick 6 just because it's a different type of scenario, and that's what they had kind of already put in place. So you start looking over the summer, like who's playing well or who's on the outside looking in. I mean, people have even started lobbying a little bit for this guy, Caitlin, that's on the European tour, that's won like 3 times in like the last, 12 months or something like that on the European tour, saying, well, he's got 0 Ryder Cup points because the PGA Tour doesn't give Ryder Cup points for not playing on their tour. So whereas the European tour has a European points list and a world points list. So I don't know if you'll ever see the PGA of America swap over to have some kind of maybe wild card or one guy that maybe comes off of a world points list, but there's not enough guys that really warrant that attention. I mean, it's nice that Caitlin's won, several times in the European Tour, including last week, but, I don't think that you can just say, well, he should be a factor in picking a Ryder Cup team when he's won, maybe one big event and a couple of events that had really low strength of field. I mean, I think I would put a Corn Ferry Tour event as a stronger field than a couple of the tournaments he's won, but you can't take winning away from anybody.
Talking to Greeny, Mark Greenhalgh on from the Golf Shop Radio Show here today on Pirate Radio Live. Greeny, I heard you guys talking about this at the end of your program. I think it was maybe a couple shows ago, but the Brooks Koepka versus Dave Portnoy charity golf matchup, and I saw some odds on this. Brooks Koepka minus 700 to win, and he will be playing left-handed. And you guys were talking about on the show that these professional golfers are so talented that maybe it's not just Koepka, but any of these guys could get their offhand, get a club in their hands and still perform well. So I think all you guys on the show like Koepka in this matchup, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. There are some guys that have the ability to do that. And I think if you were listening to the example that Maddie brought up was, Vijay Singh hit one somewhere. We hit it like 3 feet right-handed and then grabbed a club left-handed and hit it in there like a foot. I mean, it's definitely something that you have to work on. I remember growing up, we in the Lost and Found, we had a left-handed graphite shafted wedge. And we used to grab that wedge and go out and play like a 3-hole challenge with that wedge playing left-handed and see who could do it. I mean, for me, it's always fun to do something like that and to try and be creative and utilize, because you know what? You never know. You hit one into the trees, you might have to hit one left-handed. You flip your wedge upside down and you swing and hit it lefty. And hey, if you can hit it 50 yards and the other guy can only hit it like 10 feet, you've got a huge advantage on that guy. I mean, that could be one stroke that you gain on that guy during a golf tournament, and that could be the difference between winning and losing, or maybe even the difference between making a cut and missing a cut and keeping your card and not keeping your card. So, Brooks definitely has the capability to hit it left-handed, and I'm not sure what Dave's handicap is, but this could be a real good matchup, especially for charity.
Talking to Greeny, I know you'll be talking golf, maybe a little NFL draft on tomorrow's show, but how about the Kentucky Derby? Would that be a topic on the Golf Shop Radio Show on Saturday?
We may dive into that a little bit. I haven't paid a whole lot to it yet. It's funny when you talk NBC Sports and you go to Enzo, the guy that does play by hockey. He's the color guy for NBC. Eddie Olczyk. He seems to pick the right horse every year, so I'm just going to do what he does, man. I'm going to pick somebody that he picks and kind of run with it. It has been interesting. We did talk about it a few weeks ago. I actually went to the Kentucky Derby years and years ago and kind of partied in the infield. And it was very much like being in the infield of a NASCAR race. And, you know, you kind of look across at the grandstands and you see all the people dressed to the nines with their hats on, and you're out there sloshing around in the mud drinking beer. So it's quite an experience. If you've never been, I'd put it on your list to at least get out there and do it once. But, yeah, it's one of those big events that you definitely want to pay attention to.
Yeah, I've heard it's like two different worlds right there all together, and you have experienced that. So, Mark, what is coming up? What you got planned for Saturday's edition of the Golf Shop Radio Show?
Well, of course, as always, we'll talk to Bill Bender of the Sporting News, so we'll probably break down a little bit more of the NFL draft that will happen tonight. And then we're going to talk to Gary Soba, the tournament director for the Wells Fargo Championship, as we look towards that next week. And then we also have in the Carolinas, we have the BMW Charity Pro-Am on the Corn Ferry Tour, so we'll talk to the tournament director down there and see what's going on. So other than that, we're just going to kind of ramble on about whatever topic comes to mind.
Sounds good. That's all coming up Saturday, 8 a.m. right here on Pirate Radio, the Golf Shop Radio Show. Greeny, appreciate your time as always. Have a great weekend and a great show tomorrow, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot. You too.
Mark Greenhalgh, Greeny from the Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. We will take a time out, come back, wrap up hour number 2. When we return, we will have our Kentucky Derby draw. Myself, Chandler, and Shirley. We're going to go random number generator to find out what horses we get in Saturday's Kentucky Derby. And we will have our stables when we return to wrap up hour 2 and get you ready for hour 3, where Morgan Ahlers will join us and we'll talk some Pirate football. That is on the way on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
This Saturday, come shop for local crafts at the Slice Market on Fire Tower Road next to Sam Jones Barbecue. The Slice Market will be open this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and will feature local vendors with handmade, homemade goods made right here from Eastern North Carolina. The Slice Market will also have food trucks on site. Shop and support your local craft vendors this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Slice Market on Fire Tower Road next to Sam Jones Barbecue. For more information or to become a vendor, search the Slice Market on Facebook.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available, from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach.
For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville, and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Wait till I tell you about this coaching giant from yesteryear. It's hard to believe. Coming up next.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
John Gilbert, ECU Athletic Director.
For the immediate future, there are really 3 things I'm kind of focusing on. 1 is stabilizing our budget. 2, competitive excellence. We need to win. And then the 3rd piece would be our student-athlete life.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
With the NCAA basketball tournament in Indiana, one of the venues has been Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. The iconic building is named after Tony Hinkle, who coached at Butler, and man, did he ever coach at Butler. He won 560 games as the basketball coach, 183 games as the football coach, and 335 games as the baseball coach. Coach Hinkle started his career at Butler in 1926 and retired in 1970. He introduced the orange basketball in the late 50s. He also developed the Hinkle system, an offense based on motion passes and screens that was adopted by over 200 college coaches. The Logansport, Indiana native is in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. So the next time you hear about Hinkle Fieldhouse, think about the man for whom the building is named after. Come on back again next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
Here today with the closed hand, also known as Denton Hardy to his friends and family. Why F3?
Because it's at a time in my life when I need a little bit of purpose and to get up in the morning and to get going for the day, it helps me.
One letter, one number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Pirate Radio.
All of our last names are ECU.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. A new episode of the Pirate Radio podcast is now available in our Apple Podcast channel and SoundCloud archive. The Pirate Radio podcast brought to you by White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. You can visit whiteclaw.com today. White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly. The new podcast features Jonathan Ellerby and the guys from F3 to talk about men's mental health and a big event that is coming up this Saturday, so you can check that out. You can visit our podcast channel and subscribe, or you can tune in at 6 o'clock to 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 FM in Washington, and PR927FM.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Wrapping up Hour 2, the Kentucky Derby is on Saturday. I'm not in any pools. I'm not gambling on it. So I got to get some action, and we're going to do that right now. As Shirley, Chandler, and myself will fill out our stables for the running of the Kentucky Derby on Saturday. Here's what we're going to do. I have a random.org, a random number sequence between 1 and 20. Now I'm going to hit again 3 more times for it to randomize it once again. And the number we get, that will be the post position horse that we get. We're going to get 6 horses. One has been scratched, I'm reading. I believe the horse in the 16 stall has been scratched, which would have been King Fury. So there will be one horse that we do not get that will be racing. If that horse wins, the top position from a horse that we have will be the winner. So nobody needs to know that. We understand. If you get number 16, that will be scratched, and you will get the next number on the list. So I will get the first horse, and let me hit this 3 times to randomize our order. 1, 2, and 3. There's the official order, and my first horse will be out of the 6th spot, Obesos, who is 20-1 to win. So the 6th spot, Obesos. All right, up next will be Chandler. And Chandler, your first horse will be coming out of the 10 spot, which will be Midnight Bourbon, 20-1 to win.
Sweet.
10 Midnight Bourbon. I like the name there. All right, Shirley, your first horse will be coming out of slot number 18. And that will be, of course, Superstock. 30-1 to win.
Jeez, 30-1.
Yeah, you didn't get a great one there on your first shot. All right, next I get number 11. Number 11 is Dynamic One, 20-1 to win. The favorite, as Jenny Shelton pointed out yesterday, is, let's see if I can remember the name, Essential Quality. We'll see who gets that number. Number 2, Chandler, is yours. And number 2 is Like the King. And that is a 50-1 horse. So, don't know if that's going to be your winning horse on Saturday. Shirley, number 8. Number 8 is Medina Spirit, 15-1.
Ooh,
so far,
I like those odds better than the first one.
So far, that is the horse with the best odds that we have selected so far. So number 8, Medina Spirit, goes to Shirley Rhodes. All right, we move along. That was 8. So number 20 is me. That just doesn't sound good. And that is going to be Bourbonic. I love the name, but that horse is 30-1. So that I do not like that.
Will any of us win?
Right, as of right now, no. But somebody's going to get that favorite. All right, number 3 goes to Chandler. Chandler, your horse is Brooklyn Strong. That's a cool name, but that horse is 50-1. That's your second 50-1 horse, I believe.
Just my luck.
All right, number 3, we move on to number 5 for Shirley. Number 5 is Sainthood. That horse also 50-1.
Jeez. We have not had a really good pick here.
Now, and again, the favorite is not an overwhelming favorite. There are some others in there, and I guess we'll be getting to those at some point in this draft. Number 14 goes to me, and that is the favorite, Essential Quality, 2-1.
Congrats.
Yay.
This is rigged.
Essential Quality. I knew you were going to say that. You can come in here and see every number I'm working with.
I'm just kidding.
Chandler, you get number 4. Number 4 is Keep Me in Mind, 50-1.
Keep Me in Mind. I love that song.
Keep Me in Mind. That could be your special horse, Chandler. All right, Shirley, you get the next one after 4, which would be 15. And number 15 is Rock Your World, 5-1.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Rock Your World.
Rock Your World is one of the favorites coming up on Saturday. All right, my 5th horse will be number 17. Number 17 is Highly Motivated, 10-1. I like that. My stable looking pretty good right now. Chandler, you need a good one here. Let's see what you get. After 17 is 16. That horse has been scratched. So you get 13. And 13 is...
Secretariat.
Hidden Stash, 50-1.
That would be my luck to get a dead horse.
Your horse was shot because he had a broke leg. All right, after 13, Shirley gets 12. Shirley, that horse is Helium, 50-1. My final horse will be number 19. Doesn't sound like a winner. That is Soup and Sandwich. I love the name.
Because sandwich.
Because sandwich.
Soup and sandwich.
That horse is 30-1. Probably not going to win, but a really cool name. Chandler, your final horse is coming out of the 1 stall, which probably isn't good. Chandler gets, Known Agenda, 6-1.
Come on, baby.
That is the horse you will be keeping an eye on. Known Agenda. So that is some pretty good odds there for Chandler. And let's see if Shirley can add another good one to the list. Number 7. Our final horse selected today is Mandalone. I don't know. 15-1.
Mandalorian?
We'll call it Mandalorian. That is your final pick. So which one? I think one that we're leaving out actually has pretty good odds. And that would be number 9, the only number left. Hot Rod Charlie, 8-1 is the horse left out. So there are the horses. Good luck, everyone. I'm sorry that I have the favorites. And I'm looking to win our second pool. The last time we did this was Masters. And I drafted a the best team and won. We'll see if we can do this again randomly this time for the Kentucky Derby. All right, let's take our time out. We'll come back. Morgan Ahlers joins us for the final hour of Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Talk some Pirate football and more. Back with you when we return after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Eric LeGrand.
I'm a former Rutgers football player who was paralyzed 10 years ago at MetLife Stadium up here in New Jersey. And, all odds against me, doctors told me I wouldn't do this, wouldn't be able to do that. Being able to overcome so much adversity in my life it's just always been having just a newfound appreciation on life. And here we are 10 years after my injury, and there's just been so many blessings that have come my way, and I've overcome so many obstacles, and I just continue to push forward each and every day of my life.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
My whole business just went up in flames. But my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank & Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank & Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, we're sending you off into your weekend on a high note with Morgan Ahlers, who joins us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Morgan.
Hello, Clip. How are you? I was going to do something. I didn't do it. A high note?
Yeah.
How you doing there, boss man?
I thought you were going to hit a high note.
Nah.
Can that deep voice of yours even hit a high note?
No.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I can't.
Morgan, you're doing all right, but the allergies are getting you a little bit.
Allergies have been kicking my butt the last couple of weeks.
You've been like cutting grass or just outside in general?
No.
They're just killing you.
I've been outside a little bit, you know.
All right. I got my my second vaccine shot today.
Now, which one did you get?
I got the Pfizer.
The Pfizer.
The Pfizer.
I got
Pfizer.
I had the Moderna.
My Moderna. Did you have the? Of course, it's a little sore. Did you have like the fever and all that stuff with it? Or?
Yeah, about a day.
Okay,
about a day each time.
We'll see how
the arm really hurt. Yeah, the arm hurt for about 3 or 4 days with that.
We'll see how this one goes. I saw Morgan a story on the unusual places that were offering COVID shots. So I went to this place called Walgreens. Not that unusual.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, so
I did too.
Pretty normal. Larry Flint's Hustler Club on Bourbon Street is going to become a COVID vaccination site.
That's what I'm talking about.
They are going to give COVID shots from now.
Is he still alive, or is that just his name, Larry?
I want to say he's not with us anymore. I'll Google it up. Morgan, for folks that have frequented these types of places, it's not. Yeah, he died. Oh wow, he died this year.
Okay.
So he died in February.
Larry.
Sorry, Larry.
Glad you got your community spirit still involved in
doing great things. They're going to give out the shots from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Usually not prime time to be in one of those places.
It's great marketing. Once you get them in the club, hopefully they're going to stay.
Because you know what happens after you get your shot? You get free shots.
Yeah.
You get a shot, they give you free shots. Great marketing plan.
And then they take your $20 or $100 bill and give you a whole bunch of ones back in change.
And you are to do whatever you would like to. Yes. Several bars have joined in on the shot for shot program, so apparently that's becoming a thing. Get a shot, and then you get a free shot of alcohol.
I got a donut.
You got a
Krispy Kreme.
Right. Yeah. In nearby Chalmette, maybe Louisiana, Chalmette. I don't know how those are said down in Louisiana. Pfizer vaccines will be given at the Louisiana Crawfish Festival.
Do you like crawfish? Have you ever had really?
Yeah. I've had. My buddy had one of the. We had a mini baby pool full of them and cooked them up and ate them. They were good.
They're very good.
Sucked the head out and all that. What? Why are you laughing?
No, I was actually going to ask you if you. I couldn't do that.
You're not a fan?
No, I did, but I didn't do.
Oh, okay. You got to get all the meat out.
Yeah.
That will be a festival going on, and you can get a COVID shot while you're there, enjoying some crawfish. That sounds pretty fun. In Florida, Johnson & Johnson shots will be given out on 16th Street Beach in Miami Beach. I guess that's a popular spot. So while you're out on the beach, you can get a shot. So
if you're listening to us in Florida.
Yeah, speaking of which, Disneyland, well, I guess that's California. The COVID vaccines will be given away for free while you're at Disneyland. So, again, these places a little more unique than Walgreens, but thought that was interesting.
Yep, got mine at Walgreens.
The strip club being the most interesting spot.
The strip club.
I don't see nothing wrong with going to the strip club, said Pac-Man Jones famously. Speaking of the NFL, you watch any of the draft?
No, I followed it. I had to work last night. I followed it online, though.
We talked about it earlier. First of all, it probably shouldn't even be televised when you think about it. It's just teams picking a player. But the way they have made it an event.
It's an event.
Is pretty wild. And I'm a sucker. I watched the whole dang thing, Morgan.
Well, I saw you beforehand. You were picking up, I think, some Chinese.
Man, that beef lo mein I got was awesome.
Was it good?
It was.
I might have to do that tonight.
Yeah.
But they've made it such an event, and like they had I watched the highlights of it where they had the chair from Goodell's basement.
Yeah.
That people and fans got to sit in, which was kind of cool. And a few years ago when they were in Nashville, just an incredible turnout for 3 days in Nashville. One of the biggest turnouts they've ever had on Broadway down there.
So much so that the bachelorettes were upset, remember?
Yeah.
The women that go to have their bachelorette parties were overtaken by NFL fans.
Yeah, and they were mad because the NFL didn't change the dates.
This is my day.
Hello? McFly.
Yeah. A lot of fans in Cleveland last night to check out the event.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Great to have it in person after an awkward kind of Zoom draft last year. So Lawrence goes 1, no surprise there. Wilson goes 2, no surprise there. What are the Niners going to do? They go Trey Lance at 3, Morgan.
I think he's a project. I think he's got a tremendous upside, but I do think that he doesn't have a lot of experience.
Just the unknown with him.
Yeah, people were comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. Is he the same kind of player? And I think that's really what San Francisco's gambling on a little bit right there. Mac Jones slipped down to I think 15 with the Patriots, who I think's a great fit for him. With that offense and the coaching staff they've got there. So we'll see what happens with Trey Lance going to San Francisco. That was the big
the Bears moving up to get Fields was the biggest splash. I like it. I like Justin Fields.
I think he's got a tremendous upside. Again, he had a really up and down year last year at Ohio State. He had the big game. He had the big game against Clemson. The big game, the monster game against Clemson, but then there were times that he goes out there and he really struggles against mediocre teams. And when you're playing for the Jets, and I know Troy's probably listening, and you're playing for the Bears, you don't really have the supporting cast right away around you to make you good. And Trevor Lawrence. He's going to
find that out.
He's going to find that out a hard way. He's not playing with a team that has arguably the best talent in college football, the top 5 best talented teams in college football for 3 years. So that's going to make a big difference. And
the best position to be on right now would be out of all those teams. You could argue the Patriots, but I would say the 49ers with all they have around them.
And they've got a good team.
But they draft maybe the biggest project. So, if Lawrence went to the Niners, I would have them in the playoffs this year. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that, but they're not relying on Trey Lance to come in and be the starting, be the guy.
Yeah.
They're relying on him to come in, learn how to be the guy behind Jimmy G, and try to become more of a leader in 2-3 years, get that opportunity.
You like the Mac Jones to New England fit?
Yes, I thought
pretty good fit.
I thought that was a great fit.
Yeah,
I really do.
Panthers go corner. There was a ton of, relatives in this draft. A lot of legacy players. J.C. Horn, the son of Joe Horn. You've got Patrick Surtain, the second, and you've got Asante Samuel Jr., who will be taken tonight. So a ton of familiar names in the draft. What do you think of the Panthers going corner in round 1?
I think they needed to look for some sort of help on the defensive side of the football. Now, whether it was him or was it Surtain behind him, a lot of people, draft experts, Panthers B, and the other team behind them, I can't remember who picked behind them, an A.
Right.
And
but nobody.
Nobody knows, but I do think that's going to be a good move for the Panthers, and I think you might see them pick up some guys here in the next couple days that really help their team this year.
I like the Tulsa guy, Morgan. In fact, let's hit that one more time, Shirley. Zaven Collins goes to the Cardinals. Very talented linebacker. Really a warrior. I remember the ECU game that the Pirates won.
We
should have won. He was kind of in and out in the game, battling injuries, trying to fight through it. He had the best phone call with the coach that I heard last night. Let's hear that again, Shirley.
Hello.
Zaven. Steve Kime.
Steve, how's it going?
Good, man. You got some dogs in the background? What do you got going on there?
Steve, how's it going? Stop.
I didn't tell you I was picking you yet, man. Tell him to calm down a little bit.
Oh my God. All my family's here.
You ready to roll?
Steve, we're gonna kill everyone. We're gonna kill everyone.
I like it. I like it, man. Keep that mentality.
And we're gonna get a Super Bowl ring so big on our finger that a show dog wouldn't be able to jump over.
He went from celebrating Morgan to locked in. We're gonna effing kill everyone.
I was lunch today with Holt. Holt told me he's like 280 pounds right now.
The Collins?
Yeah, the linebacker.
Yeah.
Defensive end linebacker, but that's a big jump from 240 to 280.
Right. So, too big?
I don't know.
Maybe not. I guess not for Arizona. But I like the player. I think he'll have a good career.
You like the player and the name.
I like the player. I like the name. I like we jamming in Washington. I think it's Jamin Davis, but
I told somebody yesterday, we were talking a little bit about it, and your name actually came up. Being a big Washington fan, I said, you watch what Ron Rivera, and then they're going to go after some instant defensive guy in the mold of Luke Kuechly and that kind of thing, because that's what Ron Rivera's teams are based on.
And Washington needed a linebacker.
Yeah.
So it was a need. It was something Rivera likes to do, and hopefully we got him. Honestly, I don't watch much Kentucky football. I don't know a lot about the guy at all, but I trust Ron Rivera. How about that?
Yeah, I do too. And I'm a Ron Rivera fan. I thought I really think that he should still be with the Panthers. But, they made the change there with the new ownership. But when he got hired on with Washington, the football team, known as the Washington football team, I'm a fan. I mean,
He's one of those guys that's almost impossible to root against, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Chandler, did you get the trivia question right the other night? The two teams with the most All-Pros drafted since, what did the number, did I give you, 2000? Since 2000, two teams, one AFC, one NFC, have 12 All-Pros that they've drafted.
I got the Patriots.
And you didn't get the Panthers?
Now listen, as we were discussing, I said the year that the Panthers went to the Super Bowl, it seems like our whole lineup were all pros. And I said that kind of jokingly, but when we decided on, I can't remember who we decided on.
There was a lot of Cowboys brought up.
So when they were taking it up there, I was like, what if it is us? And sure enough, it was Patriots and Panthers.
What do you mean, is us?
Us. That's what fans say, Morgan. We all don't have a kid playing on an actual team. We live vicariously through these guys we don't know, okay?
I don't say us when it's East Carolina. I'm not part of that out there.
You're what, Mount Olive?
Well, I've graduated from East Carolina and Mount Olive.
You say we, Mount Olive.
That's right, baby. We're a pack of Trojans.
You know what? I'm guilty of saying we.
Wins.
I'm guilty of saying the we us. And you know what? I don't give a damn what you say about it. Moving on.
You sound like Dusty Rhodes here. Dusty Rhodes and McIntyre don't give a damn.
By the way, have you watched any of the biographies yet? They did Stone Cold and Roddy Piper.
I caught the tail end of the Stone Cold one.
Need to watch
I watched the Roddy Piper one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't watch that one.
Yes.
Good? I need to watch it?
Yes.
All right. Coming up
Very
Sunday,
good.
Macho Man.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. Snap into a Slim Jim, Miss Elizabeth.
We got some Pirate football to talk about. We will do that when we return. We will also make you a winner. Our free Beer Friday giveaway coming up on the other side of this timeout. More to go with Morgan Ahlers when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this. Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
You don't need a big meeting. You don't need a birthday. You don't need any excuse at all. You just need to love subs. Times 12. Order the Jersey Mike's catering box today. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Good things come to those who wait. At Jersey Mike's, they also come to those who don't. Download our app, order ahead, and skip the line. Cut to the Chase by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glenburnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
What the heck was that?
There goes Chuck from Naughty Dog again, so pumped about the awesome things at Naughty Dog, he runs around town screaming with excitement. Naughty Dog releases 2 to 3 beers every month, has food trucks every Friday and Saturday, wine specials every Wednesday, plenty of indoor and outdoor space to enjoy, beers to go with curbside pickup, and just launched the new Koozie Club. Be sure to ask about that on your next visit. Naughty Dog Brewing Company on Main Street in downtown Winterville, and be sure to follow Naughty Dog on Facebook and Instagram.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now at Orioles.com/tickets. Tickets are flexible and affordable. Individual tickets start as low as $15. Purchase your single game tickets and choose from popular promo dates, including the Memorial Day Beach Towel and more. Plus, to make sure your experience is worry-free, we've introduced enhanced game day health and safety protocols. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Have you got damage? How about damage from wood rot? Fixed. Damage from smoke or fire? Fixed. Damage caused by water? Fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Excuse me. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC. Restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, Bud Light ECU report brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game, drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. It was a walk in the park for ECU in Game 1 today at Wichita State. Pirates run rule the Shockers 10-0
I got another one coming up later on. Jake Kuchmaner on the mound. I don't think they've have announced the starters. Have you seen the starters for Saturday, Sunday? It was TBA. But Kuchmaner will go in game 2. So Pirates with a big win earlier. Gavin Williams was awesome. Zach Agnos homer. There was a lot of homers. Bryson Worrell hit a homer. Francisco hit a homer. Am I missing anybody?
Zach Agnos.
I said Agnos, Worrell, and Francisco. I believe that was it. The Pirates put it all together in game 1 today. That's part of our Bud Light ECU report. Part 2 will be talking football, Morgan Ahlers, as spring has come and gone, and I haven't taught anybody pessimistic about the spring. Everybody seems to be pretty upbeat after what happened, and it was great they were able to come off that pause and still hit the ground running, have a few scrimmages in there, and a lot of positivity going on right now.
It really was. The one thing I noticed this spring was the bounce and the step, not only of the players, but of the coaches as well. And it was good to see they were out there having fun, getting in the grind, getting the work in. But they were all having fun doing it, and that was good to see. And I think that's something that's been missing over the last 4 or 5 years with East Carolina. You don't win, it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I mean, you put too much work, too much effort in. I'm more than cautiously optimistic about this season. I think this is going to be the year that we can look back in 10 or 15 years and say this is the turnaround year for East Carolina.
That's what Morgan Ahlers says. What does Mike Houston say to the age-old question, how's the team going to be this year? This is Mike Houston 1, Shirley.
So many years ago, this is back when I was a high school coach, we got T-shirts made, and on the back of it, we put, y'all going to be any good. I mean, it's what every coach in the country gets asked.
Yeah, every year.
Year-round.
Yeah.
No, I think we're going to be much improved. I mean, I think that's the way to answer that question. We are much improved right now over last year. We are bigger, we're stronger, we're faster. We play with more kind of juice in us. I mean, we'll hit you now. That's the one thing about this team. They're not shy. So I mean, I think they're going to be a really fun bunch to coach and watch. And the thing is, we're still a very youthful roster. So it's not like, hey, we've got to do it this year because we're graduating everybody. No, they're all young. So
I like that answer. That's kind of how I answer people. I think I've said much. I don't know what the record will be, and I don't even know if it'll be reflected in the record. It's hard to tell at this point. But I do feel the team will be better regardless.
Oh, there's no doubt. And I think we are a legitimate bowl contender. I think we're going to be a factor in the conference race. Now, how all that stuff plays out, I mean, there's so many factors each year. But we've got I like our roster.
Morgan Ahlers, they're going to be improved, bigger, stronger, faster, and you would agree with all those points.
I agree with that. I think this is a bunch of guys out there from 1 to 99 on jersey numbers or whatever they are. That are,
you can have 0 this year.
Do they have 0?
Jairo Wilson.
Jairo's a 0?
No.
Okay.
That's new.
That is new.
So 0 to 99. So your point stands, Morgan Ahlers.
My point is that these guys are out there having fun. They're getting after it. I think you could see that in the spring game. A lot of enthusiasm. And I think that, I think that Pirate Nation is going to respond from a ticket sales standpoint. I think people, and Troy and I had this conversation before I came in here just a little while ago, that people, in the past, in the last 3 or 4 years, I'm not going to go to the game. I'm going to go to the river and watch it. Or I'm going to sit at home and watch the game.
It's kind of tough to get excited about, honestly.
It is. With the COVID, we've been forced to watch everything on television.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to a game. Baseball this year, at the beginning of the year, you could allow, 300 people could come in there, and it was mostly family, friend, and support staff. You got a chance to go out and watch a good football team that's going to be, I think, is going to be really blossoming right before your eyes. And, the first game in Charlotte, then we've got South Carolina coming to town. South Carolina's going to bring a bunch of fans. Well, East Carolina needs to bring a bunch of fans. We need to put 45,000 in there. If they sell their 5,000, great. Make it, hospitable for them. But we kick the butts out and say, good game. Too bad you had to get your ass kicked. So that's what we're going to say at the end of that game.
Everybody having fun. You mentioned this spring, although Holden Ahlers apparently ran over Blake Harrell. Coach, okay? After that one?
I guess.
Holden was asked, he said, Coach Harrell's side won. So Holden said, I'd rather take a big shot and win than, lose and not get hit at all. So he said Harold's doing fine.
I guess he is. And Coach is not a very big person in stature. He's not a very big guy.
No.
And Holton kind of
He's a big guy.
And it's because that happened like right down in front of us. We were sitting about the 45 yard line, and he comes rolling around this way. And he just trucked him.
Head on a swivel over there.
He trucked him, and then he got up, and I went, ooh, that was Coach Harold.
Yeah. Better than Donnie K, I guess. At least it was on the other side of the ball. That was a funny moment from last week's spring scrimmage. Mike Houston was asked, cut 3, Shirley, the biggest areas of improvement the team needs to make from last year to this year.
I think if you look at our season last year, and if you look at us, since I got here, I think the continued development of the defense, I think, is important. I think we improved 10 points per game last year and over 100 yards in total offense per game. So there was drastic improvements made last year, and I think we can make that same improvement again this year defensively. And a lot of it comes from creating more pressure on the quarterback without having to blitz. We pressured a lot last year, but I think having the ability to pressure or not pressure and still generate, pressure in the pockets, something that's important. We are going to run much better in the secondary this year than we did last year, and a lot better than 2 years ago. So that's a big factor. I think offensively, I think it's doing a better job taking care of the football and being better on third down. Those are the 2 areas that I thought that we struggled a little bit last year.
All right, so Mike Houston happy with where his team is, and also knows, Morgan, there are some things that they need to clean up heading into 2021.
Yeah, there are, and I think that team last year matured a little bit as the season went on. I think early on, offensively, the line was new. A lot of guys playing college football for the first time, where they really maybe came and weren't expecting to play.
Some guys playing out of position, due to injuries.
But at the end of the year, they started, coming together as a unit, and I think the running game reflected that. I think the end of the season, the passing game reflected that. And I think this year they're all going to be on the same page, and they're probably 8 or 9, 10, maybe 10 deep on the offensive line as of right now, and I think that's going to be a big factor going in early in the games this year.
All of this is from Thursday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. You can watch it on Facebook Live, YouTube, or go back and hear it. A great conversation in Hour 3 with Mike Houston. And I asked him about when it all came together, Morgan, that SMU game at the end of the year. And that came after a win at Temple. So the Pirates go win-win to close out the 2020 season. I asked, has that momentum been able to carry over to the winter and the spring? It's cut 5, Shirley.
And when you think about the Tulsa fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
If you had gotten that, if you'd have won like you should have, like you did. Yeah. Navy was frustrating. You all of a sudden you look up and you're in a bowl game. So it's, you're right there. And the thing is, the kids know it. They feel it. The coaches know it. Hopefully our fan base feels it the way we do. But, the SMU game, I expect us to play that way every week. I expect us not to make some of the mistakes we made in the second half, which made it, I don't know if it ever got close, but it got interesting. So
I followed that up, but it's always interesting. It's never easy, Morgan, following the Pirates.
You got to learn how to win and put things away. Put games away is whatever sport it is, and good teams do that. And East Carolina was able to do that against SMU, and I'm sure that Sonny Dykes doesn't like playing East Carolina right now.
It's always a good feeling to have a veteran quarterback returning to the roster. That is the case this year with ECU and with Holton Ahlers. And Troy asked Coach, how much do you need Holton Ahlers to have a breakout year if the team is to be successful in 2021? This is cut 4.
Well, I think he's poised to have a great year. Nobody has worked harder. He's done a great job with his body in the off season. He's done the things that we talked about that he and I thought that he needed to do. I thought he had a really solid spring. I am going to personally give him one thing to focus on that I think could be a big difference piece for him, and it's just decision making. And it's sometimes he wants to win so badly, he wants to have success so badly, he presses sometimes, and that's the one thing I want him to really work on during fall camp, because I think he's throwing the ball as good as he has. And so that decision-making piece, if he can just eliminate some unforced errors.
Don't force the play to happen.
Right. I think he is poised to have a great year. I really do.
All quarterbacks go through that. Morgan Ahlers trying to make a play that is not there. Mm-hmm. And I will say Holden has done a good job of throwing the ball away if it's not there. But like every quarterback at times, he tries to put one in there when probably he shouldn't. And that's just one of those things, right? You deal with as you grow up as a QB.
You're the hero with a zero. It's always, if you're the winning team, a lot of the accolades go toward the quarterback a lot of times. Yep. And when you're not winning, a lot of the blame goes to the quarterback, right or wrong, indifferent. And the one thing that I have noticed, and being in the last 3 or 4 years, is that if you really, it's hard as a fan to watch a game on television and really see everything that's going on. Meaning that the TV angles that you see are only certain angles. You don't see what happened on the backside to allow, the guy to come through, or the receiver might have run a wrong route and, gets hung up or something like that, or, the lineman, the defensive end or something, breaks through and hits the running back 3 yards back in the end zone, or in the backfield rather, that, God, if he'd have got the ball a step early, he could have hit that hole. And you hear the commentator talking about it. But again, he's got 10 seconds before the next play, so he's got to make a comment on it. And it's very tough sometimes. And these coaches see that, these players see that, and there's nobody out there that wants to win any more than those guys do. And nobody wants to turn it around any more than those guys do.
Yeah.
And I think that's I really think that it's all going to gel this year.
Our Bud Light ECU report brought to you by Bud Light. We'll talk a little more Pirate football with Morgan Ahlers. We got a lot more to get to. We got to make somebody a winner. Before we do, as we go to break, Chandler, I just saw this. The Charlotte Hornets put out their injury report for Saturday. LaMelo Ball wrist fracture is questionable. So that is that's pretty big news. He has been out for a while. It was thought he might miss the rest of the year, but we could see him play Saturday.
Is he? And I am not an NBA guy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
and that's kind of why I was directing the channel.
Well, and that's fine. But now, which one is he? Which of the ball?
He is the youngest
He's
ball.
the youngest one.
He's the rookie of the year.
Apparently
likely.
the best one, according to LeVar Ball.
Is that the dad?
Yes.
And you know what?
Is he even talking? I mean,
that's the best thing about it. He's not talking anymore.
I'm like, because when I'm going to make a $500 shoe.
Oh, that don't exist anymore either.
And
Big baller is a thing of the past.
Okay.
It was just like you expected it to be. It was a lot of talking for nothing.
Maybe he learned from Lonzo when Lonzo was going through the draft process and getting into the NBA. I think it was, and I think Lonzo might have sat down with him and said, "Dad, look."
I am shocked that he's not talking anymore. I just thought he was going to do it the rest
Especially
of
when the
our lives.
best child that he has athletically is now making a name for himself.
Yeah, he's played really well for the Hornets.
The question is, if there was no restrictions, would he be courtside at Spectrum Center?
I don't know. Maybe MJ kicked him out.
Well, they've also probably told him to shut up.
Well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How many times in his life has he been told to shut up?
Well, but then again, if you're okay, look, here's the deal. Let him play. He's playing great. Shut up. Stay away.
That has been the case so far, which is shocking to me.
If you start coming back and you start creating a problem, we'll eliminate the problem, not let your butt in. And the kid's going to go, Dad, watch it on TV.
When they made the pick, honestly, I wasn't fully on board, and it was because of the dad. It had nothing to do with the kid. The dad is so annoying, but he's not said anything, so it's been great. So,
well, you know what's going to happen tomorrow.
What's that?
The dad's going to come out like a full-page ad or something in like USA Today.
LaMelo and doing his Vince McMahon walk in Charlotte's arena.
So that's great news regarding LaMelo Ball. Now, what did it say about Gordon Hayward? If he's already gone.
He got traded.
Well,
he's probably still out.
You know who does a great, was it LeVar, the dad? Was that LaMelo or Lonzo?
LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball.
The dad, yeah.
Keenan Thompson on Saturday Night Live.
Sorry,
oh, yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best part about being a LeVar Ball.
Hayward's out, Malik Monk questionable.
Oh,
so
love
maybe
that.
We'll get him back.
Love that.
All right, Shirley Rhodes, let's open up the booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250. We got a free Beer Friday giveaway. A case of Michelob Ultra Organic Pack. Michelob Ultra 6-pack cooler and bucket. large pizza from Domino's, Pirate Vibes Only t-shirt. What a prize pack.
You get the lime, prickly pear cactus, pure gold, and pomegranate and agave.
How about this little cooler, man? That's sweet. You got the bucket, you got the shirt, you got it all. If you are caller number what, Shirley Rhodes?
12.
Caller 12, 317-1250. We're back with more Morgan after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Buick and save over $5,000 off or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
This Saturday, come shop for local crafts at the Slice Market on Fire Tower Road next to Sam Jones Barbecue. The Slice Market will be open this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and will feature local vendors with handmade, homemade goods made right here from Eastern North Carolina. The Slice Market will also have food trucks on site. Shop and support your local craft vendors this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Slice Market on Fire Tower Road next to Sam Jones Barbecue. For more information or to become a vendor, search the Slice Market on Facebook.
Here with Melissa from E&S Hemp Company. Melissa, tell us how your products and services can help people.
Well, for over 2.5 years, the team at E&S Hemp Company has been helping educate our community on the many benefits of our products. Our customers have seen great success dealing with everything from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planning your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
National Signing Day has come and gone, but that doesn't mean the recruiting news cycle is stopping. In fact, the Pirates still have their sights set on top targets in the transfer portal and have already turned their attention to the 2022 class. HoistTheColors.net has the latest on EC recruiting from a football perspective, and we also cover basketball and baseball commitments like no others. Sign up now and get your first month for a single $1 to get the latest scoop on your favorite Pirate teams, along with in-depth baseball and spring football coverage in the months ahead. HoistTheColors.net.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Take a look at your stock market report. The Dow was down 185 points at 33,874. The NASDAQ was also behind 119 points at 13,962. And the S&P slipped 30 points and closed at 4,181. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. And congratulations to Hannah Manning of Greenville. She was our big winner on our Free Beer Friday. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All righty. Welcome back into the program here on a Friday. We are counting down the days. ECU taking on Appalachian State in Charlotte. And, man, I wish there was a way to know how many days we had until kickoff, but I guess we'll never know. Or will we? Our lovely ring girl today is the beautiful Chandler Honeycutt. Let's see it. And by it, you know what I mean. The look on Morgan's face says it all. What's the number say? Morgan's never coming back to the show. 125 days from 125. Thank you. 125 days until ECU and App State go at it at Bank of America Stadium. Morgan Ahlers will be there.
Bank of America Stadium.
I've seen
all of the Carolina Panthers.
There's been good moments and bad moments for ECU in that stadium. I saw a bad one, John Thompson's last game in the highlighter yellow uniforms. There was also a very good one where TJ Lee blocked the punt and the Pirates beat Virginia Tech. Yes. So there was also a great half and then a miserable half against South Carolina.
It was still a good game.
Good game. Pirates were beating their tails at halftime. That was Justin Hardy's first game. He got into the end zone. And that was a fun one for a while. And then South Carolina, that was Spurrier had it rolling.
I heard during halftime they locked the locker room door and brought in a local high school team and put them in our uniform. That's what I heard.
I would not. After seeing that second half, it got away quick. They scored like 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes or something of that second half. But that should be a fun one, Morgan Ahlers. In fact, the Pirates and Mountaineers will be playing, I believe, the first game ever on the new turf. Do you see where they're putting in new turf?
Put the new turf in, and it's going to be, I imagine it's probably the primo turf that you can get knowing David Tepper.
Yeah, he probably doesn't cheap out on a lot of stuff, I would imagine, with what he's got rolling in. Chandler, great job, by the way. That was fantastic. Morgan, NFL Draft Night 2 coming up. We're waiting to see. It could be tonight. It'll most likely be on Saturday. Deontay Smith is projected to be between 3 and 5. I've seen him around 4, could be 5 or 6, but he will go at some point in this draft, likely on Saturday. But we talked to him last Friday. He apparently killed it at the Senior Bowl and had a great week, and that's a great week to have a great week because all those scouts and coaches are around. But Deontay's going to hear his name called. There's a chance Blake Prohl could hear his name called. In fact, there was a mock draft that had him as Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the draft, by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which would be a pretty good place to go.
That'd be a great place to go.
Go get him a ring in year 1, potentially. And Jake Verity is going to get a look from NFL teams. Will likely get a rookie free agent deal and go try to kick in professional football. So a few Pirates we'll keep an eye on this weekend.
Yeah, Deontay, wherever he lands, he's going to get a pretty good paycheck and get a chance to prove himself because you can't teach that kind of size, that kind of weight, that kind of footwork. And, he's put on, he's at the 295 to 305 range, I think, right now, which is good. He's got great feet. I wish he could have been the 305 range here instead of the 257 that he played at. But, all the best for him. I think Blake Prohl is one of these guys that watch him getting to know his dad, Ricky, and watching what Blake's done. He's got the size, he's got the hands, he's quicker than people think he is. He's running that full 4 range, and he's faster. I'm not going to say quicker. He's faster than people think he is when you first look at him. And he's one of those possession kind of receivers that teams want. They want that guy to go out there, and, he might not be the Julio Jones, but when Julio's covered and the number 2's covered, there's number 3 right there, and he's running the route, and he's going to be there for you.
Very consistent during his ECU Pirate career. And speaking of consistent, Jake Verity won our player of the game quite a bit of times on the post-game show, Morgan, and some of that was due to struggles from others, but he one of the best kickers to roll into Greenville, and I really do think he'll at least get a shot. He'll be kicking in the preseason for somebody.
Well, if he doesn't make the roster, he probably will be on the practice squad for somebody.
And these kickers, man, they get new jobs every week. They recycle all over the NFL.
You miss a field goal that's important, okay. You miss a second one that's important,
yeah.
They're going to bring other guys in on Monday and have a kicking contest.
But you find a spot for a year or two, you might as well have a 12-year career. You keep getting passed around, kind of.
Yeah.
Or if you're really good, Justin Tucker and some of these guys, you could find yourself on a team your whole career. So, again, like you said, we're wishing all these guys the best, hoping to hear their names called. Local kid, Morgan, Cornell Powell, going to get his name called either probably tomorrow. I saw the mock draft I saw had Washington getting Deontay Smith in the 4th round, and the very next pick, the Bengals getting Cornell Powell. So maybe they'll go pretty close to one another. But Cornell Powell had a fantastic final year with the Clemson Tigers.
So happy for him. Got to know him over the years and talked with him a lot last summer when they were doing a lot of workouts here in Greenville. And great kid, great family support staff around him, and hopefully he'll take the best of his God-given abilities and play in the league for many, many years.
That would be awesome to see. Morgan, what do you got going on this weekend?
Got a wedding tomorrow, DJing a wedding tomorrow.
Playing all the hits, play that funky music.
Play that funky music, white boy. Yeah,
you got to do the chicken dance. And,
that is one song I can honestly say in probably the last 20 years I have not played.
Wow. I'm going to give you a hand on that.
I have now. I played all the other line dances,
yeah.
But the chicken dance, unless it is specifically requested by the bride and groom, it doesn't get played by DJ Captain Morgan.
That's why Morgan's the best, folks, right there.
We've got a busy month coming up, and then
it's wedding season.
Yeah, it is. I've actually had 2 weddings canceled for June, early in June. They pushed it back or whatever, so I've got a couple weeks off. So if you're getting married and you need a DJ, call me.
Hit them up. DJ Captain Morgan will be at your service. All right, Kentucky Derby. You in a pool? You got a winner for me?
I'm picking Rock Your World.
Okay.
It's 5-1 right now. Me and Gino Menzies have picked it.
Looking at the TV. So I guess you're not involved in any pools right now?
No.
Okay.
I watch the Kentucky Derby because it's such a spectacle if I'm able to.
And it doesn't take a lot of time.
No, it doesn't. Unless you turn it on like when it first comes on.
And you expect to see a race. Yeah.
And it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're building it up, and they run 29 prelim races. And
well, your TV guide says Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I don't want to miss it. 7 hours later,
like 5:30.
Yeah. Don't get sucked in early in the day, folks, because you're right. They do drag that thing out, but it'll be that's coming up on Saturday. Draft Pirate baseball on the road at Wichita State.
Game 2 tonight at 7, I believe.
Okay, and Game 1 went pretty well for the Pirates. Gavin Williams was lights out, and the bats.
Will Gavin Williams be a first-round pick this year?
First round is.
I'm going to say yes.
The first round. I want to say yes, too. The way he's been going.
And especially if he has a good tournament postseason, I think he's got a chance.
So what did they have last year? Was it a 5-round draft in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, it was 5 rounds.
I think it was 5 rounds. And he could have got drafted if he agreed to the contract, but he kind of set the number too high, so he returned to ECU. And that was kind of based off potential, Morgan. Now it's based off of potential and results, which is why I kind of agree with you.
And I think that he's shown that, number one, he's, knock on wood, that he's got the stamina. He's come in, and I think he threw over close to 100, maybe a little over 100 pitches today. And, he's throwing 95, 96, and he's got his good off-speed stuff coming in there. And, when you get a 95, 96 mile-an-hour fastball, another 95, then all of a sudden you're throwing a seeing an 80, 79, 80, 81 mile an hour change up or off speed pitch, that's pretty nasty.
His thing, and said about a lot of athletes over the years, is really health. I mean, as long as he stays upright and healthy, he's going to be perfectly fine and potentially a number one pick. I'm kind of with you there, Morgan. Let's get our final timeout in. We'll come back and wrap it up on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
John Gilbert, ECU Athletic Director.
For the immediate future, there are really three things I'm kind of focusing on. One is stabilizing our budget. Two, competitive excellence. We need to win. And then the third piece would be our student-athlete life.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. And Tony, you love to help people remodel spaces or even do new construction.
We do, and we also can help people find financing when they want to do projects like this. And so we partner with folks like Joey Barrow with Annie Mac Mortgage.
And Joey's in studio with us as well. And Joey, people have a lot of financing questions to be able to help reach the home of their dreams, whether it's remodel or new construction.
No matter how large or small the project may be, we have options for you. Even if you have credit concerns, we provide guidance to help you get the home of your dream or turn the home that you currently have into the home of your dream.
Joey, how can folks get up with you?
You can call us today at 917-8400, or you can go to our website at greenville.annie-mac.com.
And Tony, what about if people have renovation questions? How can they get up with AG Home Solutions?
You can contact us at 947-2526 or check out our website at aghomesolutions.com.
Thanks again to Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions and Joey Barrow from Annie Mac Mortgage joining us today.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
The Farmville Flower Basket has everything you need to make this Mother's Day one to remember. With brands like Simply Southern, Southern Couture, Bella Cotton, Lily Grace, Brewmate, and Scout Bags, you're sure to find a gift that is as unique and special as Mom. They also have a wide variety of fresh flower arrangements available for delivery for most of Pitt County. Everything you need to make this Mother's Day a great one is at Farmville Flower Basket. Give them a call today at 753-4217 or stop by their shop on Main Street in Farmville.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere, it doesn't matter. I know this, I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
Wrapping up a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Morgan Ahlers, enjoyed it, buddy?
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Chandler, great work as always. Shirley Rhodes, fantastic job. We will see you fine folks Monday at 3 o'clock. Ryan Robinson going to join us. We're going to put some ranch on it and talk to Perry Owens, head football coach of the Washington Pan Pack.
They are going to win tonight.
Yes, sir. Throw up the W for the Washington Pan Pack. All that, a lot more coming up on Monday at 3 o'clock.
Spicy ranch
on Pirate Radio Live. For the whole crew here, I'm Clip Brock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of The Voice